This is a HeadGum podcast.
Let's keep all this in. Every podcast studio has headphones in them, and you never need to wear them.
Wait, we don't need them?
You don't need them.
I've been wearing headphones this whole time on all these podcasts.
Just getting hot ears.
You get hot ears, and you find out how girly your voice is.
Yeah. I hate hearing my own voice.
Yeah, I've been listening to myself for an hour and a half.
Yeah, I have this. I don't even like listening to this podcast because of how girly my voice is.
Wait, but podcasts do need the penis clamps, right?
Yeah, the penis clamps are standard on every podcast.
Good.
Yeah. Otherwise, your penis could go all willy-nilly all over the place.
Yeah, mine makes that weird, like, your
penis sounds like one of those weird other creatures in a Hanna-Barbera cartoon.
Yeah, there's like a dog toy that if you throw, it makes this like wobbling noise.
Yeah.
That's exactly what my penis.
Mine sounds like, remember when those Nerf footballs that would make that whistle sound? Yeah, mine makes that like sort of tea kettle whistle sound.
See, mine's silent, but whenever they say my credits, I jizz on the microphone. Oh, I did that.
Speaking of credits, we have a couple of highly credentialed comedians here with us today to do this draft. We have Nate Fernald.
Hello.
Why do I say your name like that?
Nate Fernald.
A lot of people do, and sometimes I tell them to because when I say Fernald, people can't phonetically understand what I said, and that's where it goes off the rails.
Yeah. Fernald is fun because it sounds like it has no vowels in it.
Yeah.
Fernald is a virgin. Fernald is
also a virgin.
But like
Fernald is he's getting so close.
He's so close.
Fernald went on an actual date.
But he came and once dinner came.
Yeah.
Fernald's thought about sexting.
You typed out the first couple words of it and then erased it. And she was like, it looked like you were sending a text. You're like, well, no. Actually, I'm not interested. You were the CEO of HornyTees.biz.
That's correct, CEO of HornyTees.biz, home of the horniest t-shirts on the net. Fun fact about HornyTees.biz, our number one customer, Ian Karmel.
I love a horny tee.
Oh, wait, how many has Ian ordered?
He's bought a tee and a mug.
I got a tee and a mug.
I only have a tee.
Yeah, you gotta get a mug too.
I gotta get a mug.
I love my horny mug. It says don't talk to me until I'm horny on it.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
it's a great mug.
I ordered the innocent till proven horny, which was the rapiest.
I know. It wasn't until I saw it on Sean that I realized how.
Oh well, that's also my body type.
Yeah. You do have skulking in the shadows of the body type, so barely concealed by a bush body type.
A shadowy mess.
Yeah, when you go to get like fitted for a suit, when they ask your size, you say shadowy mess.
Human ink blot.
I'm also waiting on my Mambo number horny t-shirt. I think it must have arrived at my house. I have some boxes I need to open. Right?
I think it should be there.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's just going to be screeners and Mambo number horny.
Mambo number horny. I hope it'll probably be a script. I wonder if people want to hear us complain. When you're in the Writers Guild or in any guild, in a showbiz guild, you get sent screeners around Emmy time and award season. Not Emmy time, Oscar and WGA and SAG Award time. Where they're movies, some of them are still in theaters. But every now and then, if you're in the Writers Guild, you also get sent a script, and it's such a bummer.
I know.
It is.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, yes, the girl on the train. I'm going to sink my teeth into this.
Yeah.
And then you're like, it's the screenplay.
I always I'll be talking to my friends. I'm like, hey, guys, we just got the screenplay for Arrival if anyone wants to do a reading today.
Yeah. Is there anyone in the Writers Guild who sits around and is like, time to really get into the Arrival screenplay?
Guarantee there
have to be.
I think that's a brilliant idea, though. What you just said is getting a bunch of Writers Guild members around and doing a live reading of Arrival.
That's very funny. We should do that. It'll be 5 hours at UCB Sunset. Nate, you were also a wonderful stand-up comedian. Your half hour appeared on Comedy Central last summer. Oh, there it is. He came, and it was great. You You are also I point people towards Week Music.
Yep.
Where can they find that?
NateFernald.com/weekmusic.
Oh yeah,
WEEK.
Go to that. It's a really fun music project.
Yes,
I'm not going to tell you. I just want to. If you ever do anything, I recommend check out Week Music.
Yeah, if you like girl talk, you'll love boy talk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a mashup album, and it's. I don't think there needs to be any more mashup albums after I made this one.
This is sort of the creating achievement.
Yeah.
Anything else would be a pathetic mimicry of what you just did.
Yeah.
Yeah. On Twitter at Nate Fernald,
At
right?
Nate Fernald.
Fernald.
At Nate Fernald, actually.
Fernald. Why do I? FERN.
Still a virgin on Twitter.
Yeah. ALD. Yeah. And then, do you have an Instagram account you want to shout out?
I have an Instagram account. I don't use it hardly ever, but if you are looking to check me out on it, it's at diarrhea pubes.
Yeah.
One word.
Nice.
That seemed like a setup, but it wasn't a setup.
No, that's just diarrhea pubes.
Oh, you weren't setting me up to say diarrhea pubes?
No, I didn't know it was diarrhea pubes.
Yeah, well, it's diarrhea pubes. One word.
And what is it? Mostly pictures of...
records I buy and dogs I see.
Nice. Yeah. And what was the name again for it?
It's at diarrhea pubes.
Yeah.
One word.
Diarrhea pubes, not pube.
Pubes. Pubes plural.
So one more time just for the listeners?
At diarrhea pubes. One word.
All
Yeah,
right,
picture just like a sea of diarrhea.
Yeah.
And in it, a few pubes
Oh,
sticking
there's some
out.
pubes floating around. Yeah.
Oh, God, is that what my name is?
So they were two cool words. Not two
Nate
Lamborghinis.
Fernald was taken, and I panicked. And
You just looked down. You looked down, and it was the first thing you saw. Anything else you want to chat? Anything else you want to point people towards?
I mean, I guess my debut stand-up album, Live
yeah.
at the Riviera Theater, is available on natefernald.bandcamp.com. It's a really good stand-up album.
Check that out, too. We are also joining Nate and I today, Sean O'Connor.
Oh, hey.
Sean O'Comedy in the house.
I've been talking so much before my introduction.
Yeah, it's all right.
So rude.
I don't know. I don't think it was ruining it for anybody. Like, who is that third voice? Yeah. At Sean O'Conn's on Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
Wonderful stand-up comedian, television writer.
Yeah. All of those things. And I'm in a sketch group with Nate Fernald.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right.
Fernald.
It's called
Two Draculas.
Are you guys performing again anytime soon?
Probably.
Yeah, we will. We definitely...
We're taking bookings.
Yeah.
Your Halloween, you performed on Halloween as Two Draculas first, right?
We canceled that show. We performed sometime in November.
Yeah. Sometime after Halloween. Once the busy time for Dracula slowed down.
Yeah, you know, exactly. Like,
Yeah.
if you're two Santas, you're not performing during December.
No, you're busy. You're
Yeah,
busy doing Santa
January,
shit.
baby. That's when the tour starts.
Yeah. Now, I would guess that these are sort of Dracula-themed sketches.
No.
No.
Just picture if two Draculas started a sketch comedy group, but didn't want to be pigeonholed about being Draculas.
Right.
Yeah, it's them getting away from all the Dracula nonsense.
Yeah, just doing pure hard comedy sketches.
They're performing sketch comedy premises.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's truly what it is.
Unfleshed out ideas.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
don't have an ending for any of the sketches.
Every ending is breaking the scene and going, so that's all we have for that one so far.
I would appreciate that if more sketch comedy did that. If it was just more honest.
Yeah, but that's our thing.
Yeah, okay, so nobody's I thought being
we're
Draculas
doing.
was your thing.
We're Draculas, we have our thing, we have other characters.
That's the Dracula. Our thing is Dracula's, but the Dracula's thing is that it's
Yeah,
premises.
when we're in character, we don't finish sketching.
All right, fantastic. Yeah, so you're very committed to the Dracula characters.
Yeah. I have an Instagram, Sean O'Conn's.
Sean O'Conn's, Twitter, Sean O'Conn's. While we're here, we should point people towards at Jay Leto the Joker on Twitter.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's updated it in a while.
He's
No,
due
we
for-
have been.
Oh, have you been?
Yeah.
He's due for a comeback.
Yeah, I think over the holiday break we should really pour some time into that Twitter.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, we should actually Photoshop a Santa hat onto Jay Leto, the Joker's head.
Yes, we should.
Yeah, I go up the chimney.
I go down on the chimney.
I tried to go down the chimney, but the whole thing went up my butt.
So if it's stuff such as that, go to @JLottaTheJoke. That's sort of a collaboration, mostly between you two, but I pitched in for a couple.
You pitched in, Justin Shane.
Yeah, Justin Shane's company put a couple in.
He's never been on this podcast, right?
No, he hasn't.
And he should never do it.
No, his voice is unpleasant.
It is.
People don't want to hear it. Yeah. I hope he listens to it. Otherwise, it's just going to get back to him that
He
we're
won't
talking
listen.
shit.
Hey, if Justin, if you are listening to this, turn it off and listen to those songs I sent you. That will make Justin laugh very hard. Just so you know, that's an inside joke between me and Justin, and it will really make him laugh.
Nice. I hope he listens to it.
By the way, yeah, Justin text messaged me once a month asking to release his episode of the Weezer podcast.
Just his.
Just his. He thinks it's that good that the people need to hear it.
Yeah, it wasn't that good. We just mostly made fun of Justin.
Yeah.
I forgot he did it.
Oh, that was before you even worked on Late Late Show.
Yeah, I didn't know Justin. That was my first, basically the first time I met
So
him.
he was just some schmuck on that in that instance. Yeah.
Yeah.
He still is just some schmuck.
Yeah.
So
Who really liked crab.
oh, the meat?
No, my least favorite Weezer song.
Oh.
All right, yeah.
Anyway.
Cut that out.
Oh, also, hopefully, this is all staying in. You guys have a Weezer podcast that hopefully comes out at some point.
Yeah, I
Yes.
mean, hopefully the powers that be at any podcast studio hears this and goes, hey, that sounds like not the worst idea for a podcast.
Yeah.
We have 12 episodes recorded
Yep.
in the winter of 2050.
Yeah, it's
We
almost a
have
year
some
old
really
now.
great guests on all of them. Unfortunately, not the best hosts on all of them.
We never really get to the podcast.
Yeah.
If you would have hosted it as Dracula's, I feel like it would have been okay that the didn't go that well.
Now, that is an idea.
That's an idea I'm into.
Two Draculas host a Weezer podcast.
This song sucks.
That means we like it.
Tasty guitar garlics, right? Something like that. Something along those lines. We'll workshop it, but that's probably the winner.
Are all the intros this long on your podcast?
Yeah, it's
Good.
but the podcast is mostly intro.
Okay.
We should get to the podcast though. I guess what we are drafting today on All Fantasy Everything is television shows that have never won a series Emmy, right? So we're not doing The Simpsons. We're not talking Seinfeld or
Arrested Development.
Frasier.
Breaking
Becker.
Bad,
Yeah, The West
Mad
Wing.
Men, Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang Theory, TNT's Inside the NBA, PTI. We're not talking about shows that have won Emmys, which is the Late Late Show,
Yeah.
with James Corden, Carpool Karaoke Special, not the show itself. So
Yeah,
we could
we
take the Late
could.
Late Show still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, Seth Meyers is also in play.
Seth Meyers doesn't play too.
And I'm the one who's legally allowed to pick that.
Yeah, absolutely. What if you picked it first? Sean used to work on the Late Late Show, and Nate and I both also write for the Late Late Show. So there's gonna be some fun. Late Late Show banter off mic later.
Yeah.
But let's get to it. The way we determine draft order every week is a game of rock, paper, scissors between the two of you.
Okay.
Whoever wins picks the draft order, and it's rock, paper, scissors, shoot, and then it's a 1 out of 1.
Okay, ready?
All right.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Ooh, Sean O'Comedy wins with
Yep.
scissors over paper.
I'll pick first.
Sean's picking first.
Ian second.
I'm going
Nate
second.
Third.
Okay.
All right. So with the first pick of the TV shows that have never won a series Emmy, All Fantasy Everything, is
no.
Sean O'Connor.
I'm picking the OC.
Yay! Na 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 California
Number one.
Why are you going with the OC?
Well, I had never watched the OC. Like, I thought it was like too on brand when it was on originally, like 2003, 2004.
Yeah.
Sean was everything that show was. So anything I knew about the show was like, oh, Death Cab for Cutie's on it, or the Killers are on it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I like those things, but I don't like when those things are on TV. Those are my things.
Yeah.
So I didn't watch it.
You thought it was cultural appropriation by Hollywood a
Yeah,
little bit.
kinda, a little bit.
Yeah.
So then 2 weeks ago, I decided, all right, enough people have told me I would probably like the OC. I really love teen shows. I started watching it. I completely fell in love with it. I would have loved it when I was 18.
Yeah.
It probably would have made my life better somehow.
Do you think it would have? You would have been fulfilled on some level?
Exactly. I think watching the mainstream grip on to what I held
Yeah.
dear.
That show broke Death Cab for Cutie into the mainstream.
Yeah, that it made him huge, right? That and the what was that other movie?
Garden State.
Garden
The
State,
Shins.
yeah. The Shins. Oh, that was the Shins.
Yeah.
Never mind. Yeah. But was Death Cab on there too? Anyway,
Probably.
yeah, but they broke Death Cab.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really feel like it would have given me the confidence to go up to like much hotter people.
Oh, that show's
here's
full
the
of
thing.
babes.
The OC, mainly the character of Seth Cohen, made it possible for women to be attracted to me. Yeah. So
I think every single person I know is a Seth Cohen.
yeah.
Yeah.
I only know
Most
Seth Cohen.
comedy writers are Seth
Cohen's.
Cohens. Yeah.
Like, I have so much in common with Seth Cohen, except for the Jewish thing, which you have.
Which
and
I
then
have.
also you have the same body as Seth Cohen.
Yes, and kind of a little bit of the same face.
Very
except-
similar penises.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exact penis.
Exact penis. The exact same penis.
He's
Because you
grown
got it
into his-
attached.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
He's grown into his face more than I have.
But I love it. I think it's a perfect show. It's a great teen show. It has
Yep.
great storylines. I just finished season 2.
Yeah.
And season 2 ends with Seth Cohen saying no to George Lucas and yes to Summer. Yeah, George Lucas is on the OC.
What? Wait, I haven't seen the OC. What is the situation where George Lucas is involved?
George Lucas wants to make a movie of Seth Cohen's comic book.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Seth Cohen goes, "Did you go to prom?" And then he's like, "Well, no, I didn't go to prom. I was creative, and I was in my room drawing Ewoks and Jar Jar Binks." And it's the real George Lucas. It's not like Bobby Moynihan.
He says Jar Jar Binks.
It's Jar Jar Binks.
So you know it was just Ewoks, and George Lucas was like, we want to get sort of a shout out to the new one, the prequels. Yeah.
But maybe that is why Jar Jar had to be in the prequels, is back in high school, that's what he was drawing.
He was drawing Jar Jar.
He was just drawing like a pot-smoking Rasta.
Just George Lucas locked in his room, not going to prom, listening to Bob Marley like, this gives me an idea.
Honestly, if you're an OC fan, you should probably wait till you're done with the series to listen to this. But on the This American Life tour, there's this clip from it. You can probably find it on the internet somewhere, where it's Ira Glass talking about why he loves the OC so much, as the band Mates of State plays the theme song behind him, and it's
Whoa.
I will 100%
it'll bring tears to your eyes.
But it really has everything. It has like the soap opera aspect,
Yeah.
but then it's like super funny and great music, and the babes are like, I mean, out of this world.
Some of the best
Yeah,
babes.
they're very smoking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These babes are smoking, guys.
Misha Barton, Rachel Bilson, Samari Armstrong,
Yeah.
like these are the girls I want to know.
Misha Barton's a hot name, too.
She is. She's
Yeah.
the worst on the show.
I know.
She's
Both character-wise and acting-wise.
and
And acting,
acting-wise.
yeah.
She's like, "Gosh, Ryan, I never thought of that." Because apparently she has a bit of a British accent when she talks, and that's her American accent.
Oh.
Nate, wow. I've never thought of cocaine.
It's a fish out of water. It's somebody from, like, Reseda or, like,
From Chino.
From Chino, right?
He's a hot badass who gets arrested and adopted by the hottest parents in the world and moved to a rich town called Newport Beach.
Newport
Welcome to the
Beach,
OC.
which is real down in the OC.
Yeah, and then he gets a brother, the brother that he always wanted in Seth Cohen.
Yeah, so basically Seth Cohen's a nerd, and now he has this like cool badass guy like living in his house with him. And
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, what if Weird Science, instead of a hot babe, you create a hot dude babe?
A hot garbage brother.
Yeah, it's basically all of our fantasies.
It sounds amazing. And so Seth Cohen, his family's Jewish, but they adopt this bad boy from Chino.
And why it's Chrismica is
Yeah.
his mom's a super wasp.
Oh, okay.
And Sandy Cohen is his dad from the Bronx.
This is such a realistic OC story, though. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, that's every couple in the OC.
It's amazing. It really is.
A rich Jewish guy and his impossibly blonde wife.
rich Jewish guy with weird eyebrows
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
insanely attractive wife.
A young Eugene Levy, married to the idea of Aryanism.
Sometimes
Yeah.
I think they go a little overboard with the Judaism, where like every morning they're like, "Where's the bagels?"
Oh
They
my
eat
God.
bagels every morning.
And in the first episode, when they adopt Ryan, the badass guy,
Yeah.
they immediately circumcise him.
No.
Like, I thought you were a badass. You afraid of little tip snip?
That's amazing. It sounds really good. I should start. What does it remind you of? Are there any shows that it reminds you of?
I was a big Gossip Girl fan.
Yeah.
It's a better Gossip Girl. It's better than Gossip Girl. It's just a teen show. It has like a freaks and geeks quality to it.
Yeah.
Like, I think Freaks and Geeks is like kind of more like FUBU.
Yes, absolutely.
For us by us. But the OC is like Freaks and Geeks for everyone.
It was on a mass scale.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't so like insular. Like it's like, hey, people in Nebraska, this is the OC. People wear bikinis. Like you could watch it.
Yeah.
But then, hey, people in Nebraska with weird sons who like turn out to be bright eyes, you could watch it too.
Awesome. Well, that's an amazing pick. Speaking of shows that you slept on when everyone told you should have watched them, with my first pick, I'm going second. The second pick of the first round, I am picking The Wire, which somehow never won an Emmy.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
The Wire
insane.
never won a series Emmy.
That's a show that was more appreciated after its time, right?
Yeah, it kind of was after its time more. Although by like the third season, which was like the bad season, it, like started.
Still loved it.
Yeah, I still did
Loved
too.
every single season.
Everyone was, it's all of them but the third season. And I watched it. I was like, it seems fine, and it seems just as good as the rest of them.
A lot of people shit on the second season.
Oh, maybe that's what I'm thinking. The second season.
The Ducks. And I love the Ducks.
I love the Ducks too.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. The second.
See,
my
I've
bad.
never seen The Wire.
Oh
Whoa.
yeah.
But like, I do remember that time where everyone discovered The Wire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it really feels like they just found 6 seasons in the woods and then like released them to everyone.
Right. Everyone's, oh, this is amazing.
So that's why it didn't win Emmys.
But even I think by the third season it had started sort of catching on. I remember that's when I heard
it was
about
also, I mean, like HBO back then. HBO TV shows weren't what they are now. Where like this was before the internet, so like you couldn't watch them unless you had HBO.
Right.
And then when they came out on DVD, then it started getting really popular because everyone can watch it then. But God, what an incredible show!
It's such an amazing show. For those of you, if anyone doesn't know, I'm sure you've been incessantly told to watch The Wire by your friends. If you listen to this, I'm sure you've seen it. But it's about Baltimore basically, and it's veiled in like a police versus, like gang members and drug dealers and stuff like that. But it covers everything. It's also about politics. It's about like newspaper coverage. It's about everything. And it's got some of the most amazing. Omar is one of the best television characters of all time. He's a gay bounty. He's not even a bounty hunter. He robs drug dealers.
Yeah.
He robs drug dealers.
Robin Hood?
He's a gay Robin Hood. But he doesn't give to the poor really.
Oh, okay.
He just kind of keeps the money for himself. And he whistles.
A gay Jack Sparrow.
He's a gay Jack Sparrow. Yeah, he's a less gay Jack Sparrow. Yeah. And he sing. What does he sing? The farmer in the dell every time. What is it? He whistles like. Whatever that song that has "The cheese stands alone" as a lyric. He whistles as he walks around, and people are like, "Oh no,
carrying
Omar
a
coming!"
shotgun out in the open.
See, by the way, all right. So I've been told to watch The Wire incessantly over the past 8 years. Finding out that there's a gay guy who robs drug dealers who whistles "The cheese stands alone" is a better sales pitch than anyone else has given.
That's all you need to know. It's amazing, and somehow it seems completely. You're like, yes, of course he exists.
When I was watching The Wire, I was doing it via the Netflix DVD plan.
Oh yeah,
and I had the 1 disc at a time plan, and that was just like the highlight of like every 3 days or whatever was getting my Wire DVD. And it came in one day. It was like a Friday night. Me and my girlfriend had like plans. Like, we're going to watch The Wire night. We're going to watch the whole disc in one night. It comes. I get the disc out of the mailbox, and the disc is broken. And I was like, fuck. So I called the video store like in my neighborhood. And I go, what time are you guys open till? And they go, we close in 10 minutes. And I go, I'll be there. And I hopped on my bike, and I've never pedaled faster in my life. And then got there like seconds before they closed, and it was just like, I just got to get a Wire DVD, and I got it.
And they had it.
They had it.
It would have been you would have had such an awful night if they didn't have that disc.
And it would like, but I'm not sure there's any show that I would have done that for. Like, I would have been like, I'll watch something else tonight. But that was like, I must watch this tonight.
Yeah, it's so good. There's no good guys and no bad guys. Like, you root for.
It's a morally gray world
completely. And I think that David Simon, who was the guy who created it, who was also a crime reporter for the longest time in Baltimore. I think for the Baltimore Sun. Yeah, like he was embedded with the cops, and like while he was doing that, he was like, oh, nobody's good. Everybody's like, complicated and ambiguous.
Yeah, no, it's that like I honestly think that people should have to watch The Wire, be required to watch it like in school, or like just to like see how how things actually work, like how cities actually work.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And like how people are like driven to this life of like selling drugs and stuff like that. Not because they want to, and how awful it actually is.
Yeah.
Like everyone, like white people in the suburbs should watch it. And like people who, like,
I think white people in the suburbs they should be legally required to watch just a month's worth of things with black people in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even Martin. Yeah.
Yeah, like especially Martin.
Yeah.
Like Clockwork Orange style.
Yeah, just like to have that. The culture.
All I know about The Wire is shit.
Shit.
I like that a lot.
Bunk, dude. Bunk is amazing. Tom and McNulty, those are like the two main cops. They're fantastic.
What has the cast gone on to do? Like, I mean, like, I know everyone is like, hey,
Idris Elba was one of the like main characters in it.
Oh, and he went on to be Black James
He's
Bond.
Black James Bond in this alternate time.
And he went on to be every bad guy in every animated movie of the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Oh, he's also in Pac Rim.
Oh, yeah,
Yep.
he's in Pac
Pac
Rim.
Rim.
Yeah.
Michael K. Williams was in The Night Of.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I like him.
He was,
McNulty is in The Affair.
It's
Yeah.
Nick Nolte.
Nick Nolte.
Nick Nolte, Officer Nick Nolte, Jimmy Nick Nolte. He basically is sort of like later days Nick Nolte. Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah, and then the Bunk when it was in Treme. A lot of and then some of the people like in the show they got like people who were just real drug dealers.
Oh, like that girl.
That girl.
Oh, I can't remember what her name is.
I can't either right now. Snoop. Yeah. Thank you, G. The producer with the assist. Snoop. Yeah, she was like an actual drug dealer in Baltimore.
Yeah.
And they just put her in the show.
But then, did she continue with acting, or they were just like,
Oh no, I think she
show's
got
canceled.
arrested shortly after.
yeah, I
the
think she
show.
would. Yeah.
Sorry, show's canceled.
Yeah.
Back to the PJs.
But yeah, Stringer Bell, which is an amazing name for a character. That
Very
was
cool.
Idris
Yep.
Elba. Avon Barksdale. I don't know what Wood Harris has gone on to do
Yeah.
as much, but Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, that's
yeah.
right. Yeah,
Awesome.
very young Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Space Jam.
Yeah. Yeah. Space Jam. I can't think of anything else.
Hanes
he's done.
commercials.
Hanes commercials. It's just an amazing show. I mean, it's so good, and each season has its own sort of
And you
theme
finished
to
it.
Finished it.
Yeah, I haven't finished the OC yet. So
Yeah, you're
You'll
like
get there.
you finished 2 seasons of it,
but the 2 good seasons.
but you already know.
Yeah, it's going to take you a little longer to get through the next 2 seasons.
You should. I understand your Godfather Goodfellas thing. You should watch The Wire.
yeah,
I
the
will say
Wire.
this-
The Wire doesn't really rub me
It doesn't.
the way.
It doesn't
yeah.
fit into those. Yeah.
So I didn't see The Godfather or Goodfellas till maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, and I'd say watch The Wire before that. Like,
Yeah.
listen to people recommending The Wire. Like, yeah, The Godfather, Goodfellas, they're great movies. Blah blah blah, whatever. but The Wire is.
I'm gonna make you an offer you can't refuse. I'm gonna watch The Wire, and you don't have to do anything.
I
say shit about it.
refuse. I actually do refuse, Sean.
What I refuse to do is to put off your pick any longer.
Here we go.
What an amazing transition. Nate Fernald, your first pick.
My pick. I'm going with a deep cut.
Yo.
Wow, in the first round.
Oh, am I supposed to wait till deep cuts?
You
till later
can
for deep
usually.
cuts?
I mean, whatever your strategy, you don't even have to have a strategy because there aren't really any winners or losers. But like,
People vote online.
People
Ian
vote
says
online.
that. So,
Oh, really?
Because Ian wins every week.
I
Like
do.
you have to.
I do.
we're
Kumail
trying-
beat me.
Oh man.
Kumail.
Because Kumail tweeted about it.
Oh yeah.
See, I'm basically
Popular vote.
I'm
Yeah,
basically
doesn't
only
matter.
picking deep cuts, and a lot of my picks are also going to be like, I'm picking this because it's funny to say this name that no one's thought of in 20 years.
That's a great strategy.
So
Yeah.
okay. I'm going with opposite sex.
Opposite
Oh
sex.
fuck!
Yep.
That was my number 2.
Was it
wasn't
really?
even a deep cut.
Well, I was actually
They
I was
recommended it.
I was afraid you were going to pick it for number 1 because I introduced you to it.
You did. It's,
So, Opposite Sex was a incredibly short-lived teen drama that had
Milo
Milo
Ventimiglia.
Oh, I
Ventimiglia
love Milo Ventimiglia.
and Chris Evans.
Chris Evans, Captain
like,
America.
Very,
Wow.
very young, both of them.
And Allison Mack from
Allison
Super,
Mack.
Smallville.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Super Smallville.
So the show was it was about a all-girls school that just went co-ed. This is their first, and only 3 guys have enrolled in the school.
Nice.
And like one guy enrolled in the school because he's like a super nerd and it's like a better education there, so that's why he's going.
Yeah.
One guy is new to town, so he didn't even know it was an all-girls school. That's just like
that's the school he got sent to.
Yeah.
And the other guy is just like a dumb horn dog who wants to bone. So that's why he went there.
We all relate to.
So like these 3 very different guys are like best friends because they can only hang out with each other.
Yeah.
And there's no boys' locker room, so they just have to get changed in like the janitor's office with the janitor. And it's such a great show. I think they filmed 8 episodes and only aired 6 episodes.
And it's what was the sort of style of it? It was a comedy?
It was a single camera like teen drama, kind of like
comedy, but half hour.
Half hour.
Yeah.
Half hour.
Here's the problem with it is it was like, you know how we have like there's like Freaks and Geeks on one spectrum and the OC on the other?
Yeah.
It hovered the line between the two in the sense that it didn't please either side.
Okay.
The critics weren't on board with it because it wasn't like
in
arty
the Venn
enough.
diagram, it's just me and you in a circle.
Yeah. It was like it was not like art enough for the critics to latch onto it, and it wasn't like mainstream enough for the general public to latch onto it.
It didn't make you like there was nothing nostalgic about it. It was just like it was really just like 3 boys in a world of girls.
Yeah.
You know, like this is like perfect. This is
which boy was which? Which one was Milo Ventimiglia?
He was the guy who the new
janitor.
guy.
The new guy.
He was the new guy.
Yeah.
He's the new guy. His dad is like, a military man kind of, right? Or like his family moved around a lot.
Yeah.
Like, he's so good at being complicated.
Yeah, so he's the complicated
Chris
one.
Evans is, of course, the nerd who just wants a better education.
Wait, is he really?
No, he's the
okay.
He's the horn dog who wants
He's
to.
a horny dumb dude.
Yeah, I bet he gets to bone too. You let Chris Evans bone. Yeah. Don't put a leash on Chris Evans.
I don't know, because a lot of the girls hate that he's there. Like most of the girls hate
all
that
the
boys are
girls
at the
look
school.
at all the boys like Chris Evans. So, but then that's why like Milo kind of shines because like the girls are like, oh, I can change that.
Yeah. And it was like one of the first shows to put like kind of cool indie music in it.
Yeah.
And I remember I discovered Wilco through this show.
Oh, no shit.
I discovered Ben Lee through this show. And all the original music in the show was done by Anna Warrenker of That Dog.
Oh.
She did like original songs for the show. And there's nowhere to get them, but I wish I could have them. They were great songs.
You could probably just like email her.
I probably could.
You probably could. Yeah, that's the... Do an exchange. Show her weak music.
But all the episodes are on YouTube, even the ones that didn't air.
Yeah.
And
was it on like the CW or whatever?
Fox.
It was on Fox.
Oh, it was
Yeah,
Fox.
But also
Fox from like 2000 to 2004, while The Simpsons was falling off, they were just making compelling television about what it was like to be a teen.
Yeah. Another reason that it didn't do well was because it aired in the summer.
Oh,
it was airing in the summer.
Such a bad idea when shows do that for the first time.
And I remember there was this moment where it was like me and my family were going to take a vacation to this little like cabin on a lake in Maine. And the night before we left, I was watching Opposite Sex.
Yeah.
And then they played the Ben Lee song "Cigarettes Will Kill You" in the episode, and I was just like loved the show so much. I was like relating to the show so much, and like always every summer when we went to Sebago Lake, I was always like, I'm gonna have a girlfriend at the lake this summer. Yeah. Of course, never happened. Never even saw a girl there. But I was just like,
Sebago Lake.
So I was like, I remember watching it and hearing that Ben Lee song, and then on the way to Maine, I was telling my parents, I was like, we have to stop at the record store, and I like made them stop so I could buy that Ben Lee album and listen to that sad song on repeat for the whole week in Maine and just be a sad boy on a lake in Maine.
I remember that so vividly, going on vacation with your parents. And, like, in your head, you're like, I'm going to meet a girl.
Oh,
like, I'm going to... Like, I'm in South Carolina, and I'm going to be so horny with a girl in South Carolina. And I remember, like, anytime I would see a girl, I would, like, basically stare at them.
Yes, yeah.
Until they looked back, and then I'd be like...
And then you try to move your head all quick.
And also, like, when you're, like, a teenage boy on vacation with your family, like, you don't really go off on your own. You're just with your family the whole time. So even if I saw...
When would that have taken place?
Yeah.
The least sexy thing in the world is me sitting and hearing my mom go, Sean!
I used to have that fantasy, too. Like, if we would go to Hawaii for a week or whatever, you know, like, my whole family, be like, there'll be a girl at the hotel.
Yeah.
You know, we'll meet at the swimming pool and then like sneak off and never even have.
Actually, you know, one time it almost did happen. Okay, I was on vacation with my family. I was on vacation. It was me, my mom, my dad went down to visit my grandmother and her husband from a later marriage.
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't say grandfather. Like, we're cool.
I won't call you grandpa. That's
You're not my grandfather.
You're not my grandpa.
Me, my mom, my dad went down to visit grandparents, and my mom and my grandmother were like, let's surprise our husbands and take them to Hooters, thinking they'd be cool wives, but
my God.
forgetting there was a 12-year-old boy there.
Yeah.
And I had to go to Hooters with my parents and grandparents, and this was when smoking was allowed in restaurants.
Yeah.
I remember biting into my
Especially
burger.
in the Hooters.
So
Yeah.
smoke shot out of your ear. You didn't have to put
And, like,
earplugs in.
and it was in
Like
like
horny wolf earplugs.
it was in like this retirement town in Florida, so it was like all like older people.
Oh, so it was more saggies than Hooters.
And so I like couldn't. I just like I had to get out of the restaurant. I was like, I'm just gonna go hang out outside. Like I need to get some air. And I go outside, and then there's like a girl about my age who like comes outside, and then she just starts talking to me. And she's just like, yeah, you here with your parents? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, man, yeah, this town sucks. There's nothing to do here. And she's like, we should hang out. And I go, I have to go back inside.
Oh, no, you blew it.
You blew it. I know, I blew it. I
That
freaked.
was Natalie Portman, too.
It was Natalie Portman.
Perfect.
Yeah. So yeah. Opposite Sex. It's all on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes it's hard to find because when you type in opposite sex, a lot of weird shit comes up on YouTube.
Yeah.
But put opposite sex in quotes and then type like episode after it or something. You can watch the whole thing on YouTube for free. Great show.
Great show. It's
Yeah.
amazing, and it's super quick.
I'll definitely check it out. Everyone here should check it out. And we're also going to check out, Nate, your next pick. Because you had the last pick of the first round.
Oh,
you have
so
the
I
first
start
pick
first this
of the
time.
second round.
Yeah, snakes.
Okay.
Snakes. Snake wrap.
All right. I'm going to go with... Here we go.
Wait, give Sean a space.
Are y'all ready for this pick?
Y'all ready for this?
The Weber Show.
What is that? What is the Weber Show?
Steven Weber.
Okay.
From
Oh,
Wings.
This
yeah.
is in Cursed.
It was Weber Show, later renamed to Cursed.
Oh, okay.
So are you just choosing the Weber Show or Cursed?
No, I'm choosing The Weber Show.
And not cursed,
Not
which
cursed.
was just a...
The Weber Show was better.
When you look up the Weber Show, it redirects to cursed.
I know.
Yeah, okay. Go on, I'm sorry.
So it was Steven Weber from Wings. After Wings, he got his own show, and then they were like, well, everyone loves Steven Weber, and then they called it The Weber Show, and everyone's like, who's Weber?
Who is Weber?
Then they
yeah.
changed the name to Cursed with an exclamation mark, I believe.
Yes.
And I remember the woman who was the lead in the show, as a young boy, I thought she was the most beautiful woman in the world. And
Amy Pites.
Amy Pites.
looking back, it was probably not a good show. I remember I thought it was funny and I laughed a lot at it. But she was the love interest, but she was a lesbian. And
Oh.
Hence the Cursed.
yeah, she's
She was
cursed
the
with
cursed one.
lesbianism.
She was cursed
yeah.
with lesbianism. Yeah.
And but the whole thing, I think that he ends up like winning her over in the show.
What?
Like,
He
which
talks
is
her out of it.
Insane. Like he was like, I know she's a lesbian, but I like her so much, and I'm going to show her what a good guy I am.
Well, in a world where everyone knows Steven Weber, that seems like a possibility.
Yeah.
Like a plausible thing. Yeah. Of course, she could get talked about by Weber.
And I remember I genuinely loved the show when I was a kid, and I thought it was such a funny show.
17 episodes, multicam, NBC.
Can't believe it made it that long.
It ended 14 days before 9/11.
Oh, wow.
That's why you don't hear about it
Yeah.
so much.
You're
You got
not-
lost in the news
Yeah.
cycle.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Weber is Osama bin Laden.
That was season
Everyone's
3.
like, hey, where'd
too.
Steven Weber go? Oh, no.
Oh, no. This also had Chris Elliott in it.
That's right. Chris Elliott was in it.
And Wendell Pierce, Bunk from The Wire.
That's right. Yeah, man, this
Yeah.
show rocks. So I actually need to look this up. Again, I'm just trying to do deep cuts on this podcast.
It doesn't get much deeper than Weber.
Oh, it's going to
Yeah.
get a lot deeper. Believe me.
Opening theme song was Fair.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
Misfortune.
Misfortune.
Yeah.
Awesome. I like it even more now.
See, look at you.
Yeah, Yeah, I'm gonna go try to find some old episodes. on
So
the
what
internet
you
when I get home.
liked? So what you liked about the show was that it had a gay conversion therapy.
Via the guy from Wings.
Yes,
It's more humane than electroshock therapy.
It's funny, because at the time I was like just a dumb kid who I don't think realized that being gay was actually something that people are.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I was just like,
It's just a fun joke on TV.
yeah,
Right,
yes,
yeah, it's
that's
just a thing
that's
you
what
call
it was.
people
yeah.
if they don't agree with you. Yeah.
And to me, like him change it was the same thing as just like, like a good guy reeling in a bad girl.
Yeah. She was off sleeping with anyone, mostly women. Yeah.
What a bad girl.
So like looking back, super offensive show.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. It was part of must-see TV, though.
Yeah.
So, it was important for people to see. I know that because of the Wikipedia. I didn't know anything about the show, but apparently it was part of must-see TV.
And also, I remember that the girl in the show kind of looked like Nina Gordon from Veruca Salt, and this was I think part of me was convinced that it was Nina Gordon, so I was like, the singer from Veruca Salt's in a sitcom.
Awesome.
and I was watching it.
Way before Carrie Brownstein tried to pull off the same thing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, the Weber show, not cursed. So you only really took, the first 6 episodes
The first
of it?
6 episodes. And then it was called Cursed, and then they dropped the cursed aspect of the show.
Right, because he had been cursed by an ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
Is what it says on the
The
Wikipedia.
thing is, I remember watching it, and there was not much cursed stuff going. Like, it was just a sitcom. It was
That's
just
the
like...
Well, when you sell a sitcom, and here's like some information, because we're all TV writers, they want you to have a hook.
Yeah.
A hook.
That's one of the most important things is like, what's the hook? What can you say? Like, okay, so he gets broken up with, and his ex-girlfriend curses him. And that's what you said. But you really just
And
want
they're
to
like,
make a
we
relationship
love
love.
that. And
Yeah.
then they read the first draft of the script, and
Yeah.
they're like, this curse stuff is not working.
Yeah,
for us. We
It's
like
real thin
we
premise.
like the breakup.
They're like, your show needs a hook. And it's like, what's a hook? It's a gimmick that can't last more than 4 episodes.
Yeah, at most. And then hopefully it's big enough that we can abandon
Well,
it.
like Happy Endings is one of the. I love that show. Maybe spoiler alert.
Well, yeah.
But Happy Endings, they drop the premise of the show episode 2.
Yeah, immediately.
It's just like, can friends remain friends after a couple breaks up?
Yeah.
It's like, yep.
Yes. Anyway. Yeah. Well, some of the best shows, it's like, what was Seinfeld's hook? There
Yeah.
wasn't one. What was
It wasn't
Friends?
nothing. They're constantly doing
It's
things.
a show about everything. It's just a show about minutia and
Yeah.
them not being great people. Yeah. And like, what was Friends' hook? People live in New York.
It's 6 friends with unbelievable deals on apartments.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. So if you're an exec, if you're a hot industry exec, quit making us come up with weird hooks.
Yeah.
If we're funny, let
Yeah.
us make stuff.
Yeah, just read a funny script and be like, this is funny.
I
It'll
just
work.
want to make a show about a guy who doesn't get off his couch.
I hate. Yeah, that's a hook to me.
That's a hook. and
Every-
it's real life.
Everything is just like, so it's just after a breakup. Like, fucking, yeah, basta.
Oh, yeah.
Enough
He
of that
gets
shit.
fired and he moves back home.
Yeah, his
All right.
parents move in with him. He moves in with some friends. His friends, yeah, it's just, I'm
So
fucking
here's
tired
the
of it.
pitch. This guy, he's like the most handsome, like rich, well-respected guy, but his penis is the exact shape and size of a vacuum. A Hoover vacuum. The dust bag and all.
Hoover, do you think you are?
Two Draculas lose their jobs. Move to the big city.
But they get day jobs.
They get day
They
jobs.
can only be out at night.
That is actually, Ian, you have, that
that's
phrase
gotta-
can sell a show tomorrow if
They
you'd
can
like.
only be out at night, but
Listen, let's just go to Comedy Central. Ian, your show running the Two Draculas.
the two
show.
dragons.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be on board. I'm also on board with my next pick, the second pick of the second round. I can't leave it on the board. I have to take Gilmore Girls.
Never nominated for an Emmy.
Never won an Emmy.
Never won an
Never
Emmy.
won an Emmy. It won a Best Makeup Emmy, but not a series Emmy.
That doesn't count. Yeah,
That doesn't count, right?
That
It was
doesn't
for the human painting episode.
I
which
think
you-
it counts and you have to repick.
All right.
No,
Okay.
no.
Instead,
Gilmore
I picked,
Girls.
no, I know. It's maybe my second favorite show of all time, and I don't even know what the first one is.
So I have not seen Gilmore Girls.
Yeah,
me neither.
I bet I'd love it.
I've never seen I haven't seen the new one, A Year in the Life, yet.
It's a big plan for me in the new year to watch the Gilmore Girls.
It
So
is.
I almost started it.
Yeah.
Over Thanksgiving. I was at my parents' house with nothing to do. I needed a new show, and I was going to start Gilmore Girls. But I was like, 7 seasons, 22 episodes apiece.
Yeah,
Like,
an hour an episode. Well, 44 minutes an episode. Yeah,
and I was like, I don't know if I can do that.
It is daunting. I will say it's a daunting series, but just start getting into it, and you'll be sucked in. Especially this time of year when you're living in LA, and it's like the weather doesn't change that much, but you want it to feel like winter. It is such a good winter show because they leave the summers out of every season. So it kind of starts with the school year.
Where does it take place?
Stars Hollow, Connecticut.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So are we dealing with like a rich element?
It is, her parents are rich. So the Lorelai Gilmore is she had a baby out of wedlock.
Early.
When she was 16, 17
Okay.
years old. Her parents are rich, Hartford, Connecticut, like insurance people, old money, kind of thing. And she was like a rebel who was into the Clash and shit like that.
But just needed someone like Steven
Oh, I'm
Weber to
watching
change
this.
her.
Like, say no more. That is a show that I will watch the shit out of.
It's
Yeah, I'm
fucking
gonna-
amazing. If she had met Steven Weber, she would have been fine. But she never met him. He was being cursed by his ex-girlfriend and trying to convert lesbians. But it's amazing. So she leaves town, gets a job at an inn, and the story picks up when her daughter is going to a high school for the first time and trying to get into Chilton, which is a private high school.
So it has this like coming to America vibe.
Yeah, it's big time coming to America. Everyone's doing sort of like makeup to play other characters. Yeah.
All right, Ian, you know what?
What?
When I go home for way too long to my parents' house over Christmas, starting Gilmore Girls.
Get into Gilmore. I wish you would. It is.
Let's all do it together.
I'll,
and then
I'll watch it again.
Yeah.
we should all do it together, talk
Yeah.
about it, then start a podcast
Yes.
called The Gilmore Guys.
Gilmore
Yeah.
Guys. Because we're the Gilmore Guys.
Except
Go to Gilmore Guys.
the difference between our podcast, the Gilmore Guys, and the
Yeah.
Gilmore Guys podcast that already exists
Yeah.
is we're never going to release ours.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be for like mostly like internal use.
Yeah.
Ours, and plus ours will be bad. That's another difference.
Yeah.
I was a guest on theirs at the Gilmore, which was a HeadGum, the same studio podcast. I did a live version at some theater downtown. I forget which one.
Regency.
It was
Regent?
sold out, and it was like 600 people there.
Yeah, it's
amazing.
It's insane. They're
so good. Kevin and Demi are so funny.
I think
first of
I
all.
know more about that podcast than I do Gilmore Girls.
Yeah, it's such an amazing podcast.
We should do a Gilmore Guys podcast.
Gilmore
But-
guys.
Oh, yeah, where we just listen to each episode of their podcast and recap it? Gilmore.
People
I'll
would
do
probably
that.
listen just based off how popular their podcast is. They're funny guys. But the show is so good. The 7 seasons really fly by. There's a little bit of the fish out of water element of the OC because, it's Rory, which is Lorelai's daughter.
Yeah, so she's kind of not had such a charmed life.
Not such a charm life.
Yeah.
They're broke. But in Stars Hollow, which is the most charming town that has ever existed, the entire town is like a gingerbread latte. It's amazing. But not a Starbucks one, like a good one.
Yeah.
It's full of these fun characters. The stakes seem high, but they're not ever really that high. You know what I mean?
Milo Ventimiglia is in it?
Milo's in there. His
From
second
opposite
appearance.
sex.
Milo, he's Jess.
That
opposite
is,
sex
by the
is
way,
Milo
the
Ventimiglia.
second appearance for Milo Ventimiglia.
Yeah.
In
This episode?
Yeah, because
yeah.
actually, like a true touchstone of non-Emmy award-winning TV shows is Milo.
Milo Ventimiglia, which is bad for whatever that show. This Is Us.
This Is Us. Yeah,
Except that's
sorry.
definitely
You're
winning.
cursed,
Yeah.
like Steven Weber.
I will just before we move on from Gilmore Girls, I discovered it because I discovered it when I was in my early 20s.
You were a football player in high school.
I was a football player in high school. It seems insane that I was like, I will never watch Gilmore Girls, but it would be on ABC Family, these reruns, and I had 2 hours in between classes, and I would go back to my house and watch just TV for like an hour or so, and it just so happened that started like right when I got home, and once it was like the only thing that was on, so I was like, I'll check this out, and I was smitten immediately. It is such a whimsical little setting. The dialogue is super, like, it's way too fast and, like, way too smart and referential.
Yeah, they talk like no other humans talk.
Nobody talks like that. But it's annoying for a second, and then you get, like, sucked into it. It's so good. I recommend watching it strongly.
This is amazing. I'm going to watch Gilmore Girls.
Yeah, I want to start it right now.
I cried when it was over. The first time.
Oh yeah,
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Like here's another thing you should know about me. A lot of these TV shows, I've probably cried at one point
Yeah.
during.
Oh, you'll cry a few times during it.
Yeah.
And I cried when it was over, for
You'll
sure.
cry at the Weber show.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Let's find out what other show you've cried to. Sean, it's time for your second pick.
This is not a show I've cried to, but
Okay.
it's definitely like a pick that I'm so glad is on the board. I am picking with my second pick Veronica Mars.
Ooh,
Oh, fuck.
Veronica Mars.
I love Veronica Mars. It's a great show.
I just assumed it won an Emmy. Is why I
I did.
didn't
I
pick
just
it.
I just googled it.
It's like one of the that and
Yeah.
The Wire, like the two shows that are famous for like how do they do?
Yeah, I can't believe it was snubbed. Season 1 is perfect, and
It's-
season 2 is
Magnifique.
Italian chef kissing fingers.
Making a spicy meatball.
I even loved season 3. I thought.
I hate Piz.
Oh yeah,
There's a character named Piz.
Oh yeah, Piz.
Yeah, I'm out on Piz. I haven't even seen the show.
Here's the thing that sucks about Piz is supposed to be like a me or you kind of guy, but he's
a handsome heartthrob Lothario. a muscle-bound jock.
an
Yeah.
indie rock nerd who likes comic books.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Because
they
that was
cast
like
him.
the thing is like you realize that having babes get fucked over by athletes is like that's the 90s.
Everybody
Yeah.
does that.
Now they have to like fall in love with these like awkward boys.
Yes.
And Piz was just too good looking. He didn't like the right things.
Yeah, but the thing is like he's like he references Pitchfork Media a lot.
Yeah,
Oh,
and,
Pitchfork. Oh yeah,
but
I
he
just
was
got the
cast-
latest Coldplay off Kazaa.
he was cast by this like super muscular hunky dude who's like trying to play an awkward guy, and it's like, fuck off, man. Like,
But Piz is in another great teen show. That's
no,
also
don't say it. Don't
Wait,
say
wait.
it. Don't
Real
say
quick,
it.
his name was Stosh.
I got the next pick.
Wait, what are you guys talking about? Sorry, I looked up Veronica Mars real quick.
No, I just know what Sean's next pick is, and it was going to be one of my picks.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, something you should know is Nate and I have the same exact brain.
Yeah.
we like the same thing.
Your Venn diagram barely has room on the other.
Yeah,
opposite
Sean and I
side.
each had a show called One Dracula, and combined.
Our Venn diagram is just a smaller circle and a bigger circle because I'm fatter.
You were once one gigantic person. Yeah, his name is just real quick. Stosh
Stosh Piznarski.
Stosh Piznarski.
There
You
you
know,
go.
like a regular person's named.
Stosh Piznarski.
Season 1 is amazing.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Veronica solving the murder of her best friend. And it's like it follows like all of those like Nancy Drew type things, but it's like kind of updated because like we were living in like a tech society in 2003. Kristen Bell's like fucking the most charming.
She's amazing.
She's
she
so-
really is amazing.
Yeah.
And it's like prime Kristen Bell.
Can I just say, Kristen Bell, everything that's happening to old, what's-her-face who we hate, that actress who's in Pitch Perfect.
Oh, Anna Kendrick.
Anna Kendrick.
Yeah.
It should be happening to Kristen Bell.
Yeah. Anna Kendrick is definitely the poor man's Kristen Bell.
She's just so try-hard.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Kristen Bell's effortless. Like she delivers like snappy dialogue in Veronica Mars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The cast is amazing. It has the kid from the last Action Hero, that little boy,
Oh, yeah.
and like Kazam. But he plays like a tough gangbanger with a shaved head who's like a mini Vin Diesel.
I'm in.
It's got Tina Majorino, who I
I
love.
love
Yeah.
her.
And then,
oh,
like,
I love her.
The adults are all great cameos. Like there's
Yeah.
so many like
Paul Rudd makes a great cameo.
Paul Rudd, Adam Scott, Ken Marino plays like
Ken Marino's so funny. in it.
another
Really?
private investigator. Steve Gutenberg plays the rich guy in town.
That's perfect.
Yeah,
That's what he is somewhere.
That show-
He's just the rich guy in a town somewhere.
That show saved my life. Like when I first moved to New York, I was like so depressed. I had the horrible job. I lived in a really sad apartment in a super scary neighborhood, and
Yeah.
just like everything sucked. I had like no money, nothing was fun. And then I started watching Veronica Mars, and it just like pulled me out of a dark place because I loved the show.
Transported
so much.
you. Yeah.
And it was it's just such a great show.
That's what Gilmore was for me. Yeah, that's
I
except for
donated
Flophouse
it
in
to the
Portland.
I think
Kickstarter.
very similar.
Yeah.
I think like I think there's a lot of crossover between Gilmore Girls and Veronica Mars, like same time frame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like rabid fan bases.
Real rabbit face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have the DVDs if you want to borrow.
I do want to borrow. Bring them to work on Monday.
It's such a good show. I didn't like the movie. I donated to the Kickstarter. Too.
I liked the movie.
You did?
Yeah, I didn't think I didn't think it was as good as the show, of course, but like I was like, as far as making a self-contained movie that
It's
people
better-
who didn't watch the show can see, like, pretty good.
It's better than season 3, but still,
Where Stosh showed up.
I fucking hate Pitt.
Here's how you
I
know
know,
he
Piz
wasn't. The guy who played Stosh, sorry to go back, because this is the only thing I have to connect to yet so far. Stosh Piznarski, you know he wasn't like a good indie rock guy because he was discovered while playing beach volleyball.
Yeah,
Yeah. Here's it. Like, I think he would be great in a part where he's not essentially trying to play me.
Yeah, right?
Like casting him as me it's insulting to me.
You've never been discovered playing beach volleyball by anyone.
yeah, and that is like the true difference between Seth Cohen and Piz. Is Seth Cohen is like he's gangly, he has like unkempt hair.
He's still a handsome guy, but it's like
But he's not
Yeah.
curating
He's got
it.
boyish qualities. Like
Yeah.
like he never feels comfortable with Summer.
yeah.
Piz feels comfortable with Veronica,
Even
and
though his
Veronica's
name is Piz.
smart, beautiful, like
Yeah.
funny. Like Piz,
No
Piz
one's
is bringing
worthy of
nothing.
her.
Yeah, Piz brings nothing to the relationship. While Seth and Summer Seth is bringing like he's like funny and quirky, and she's just like a flat out babe.
Yeah.
who he worships.
Piz knows the words deer hoof. That's what he
Yeah.
has to offer.
Not
Yeah.
even.
Not
Not
even.
even.
What is
Yeah.
he's like in the Coldplay. That's like
Yeah,
his,
no,
like
he's
version of
like,
indie
oh
rock.
man, AWOL Nation.
Oh god. Oh, I hate Piz so much.
He'd be like, have you heard of this little band, Arcade Fire? It's like,
Yeah, and it's like 2008.
Yeah, when it's like everyone had heard of Arcade Fire. Well, fuck off, Piz.
Yeah.
Veronica Mars, amazing pick. It's like on the top of every. I can't believe this hasn't won an Emmy list.
Yeah,
What
and,
is-
and
yeah.
that- which brings me to my deep cut.
Yes.
Life as we know it.
Life as we
I
know
knew
it.
Oh, I love Life as We Know It.
The other Piz show.
Piz is also
Piz-
on Life as We Know It.
It's the Piz spinoff.
But Piz gets his comeuppance a little bit on this one, where he's Kelly Osbourne's boyfriend.
Wait, Kelly Osbourne's in it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Life as We Know It is a great show.
Great show.
It has Ben Foster's brother, Sean Faris, who was like supposed to be TV's new Tom Cruise.
Oh yeah.
He's the lead.
Yeah.
Connie Moreau from the Mighty Ducks plays a teacher.
Nice.
DB Sweeney from The Cutting Edge is a dad.
And Marguerite.
Connie Moreau, Marguerite Monroe.
yeah.
She's the teacher.
Yeah.
That sleeps with Ben Foster's.
Oh, yeah.
Marguerite Moreau's hot.
She's so hot.
From Wet
She's
Hot
a
American
teacher.
Summer.
It's why I started watching the show, because I loved her so much in Wet Hot American Summer. And it's just another teen show that, like, honestly, what that show did and why I think it didn't succeed is that show was brutally real.
It was.
It felt too real. It was never overproduced. It was never funny. It was just like what it's like to be a teenager.
Kind of like
Yeah.
stark and quiet.
But
yeah.
the other thing that I think it went wrong is I think the casting of some of the main dudes like Piz and the main guy were just like too fucking good looking.
Well,
like,
the main guy is like, honestly, you want to suck his dick. Like,
Yeah,
he's
in
on
Life as We
screen.
Know It?
Yeah, he's just too good looking.
You have
Yeah.
to admit, there's dudes where you're just like, I thought you're beautiful.
Yeah,
You're beautiful.
You're
Yeah.
too good looking to be at any college.
Let me taste that
or
dick.
any high school.
Yeah.
Like, it's
You should
supposed-
go. They should go to the Sorbonne, like in
But it's
Paris.
also like-
That's where you assume they would all study.
Yeah, it's like, how are you not walking the
And it's like
down
they
the
were-
catwalk right now?
and like anyone's like that good looking. It's like no, you would not be this like not like your life would be incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really would be like all those scenes where you're at a place and the girl you have a crush on is on a place wouldn't happen because your dick would be getting sucked outside of that place. It's just unrealistic that you got to there and have time to sulk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand that attractive people, life can be difficult for them too.
Oh, absolutely.
But not the way it's ever
Yes,
portrayed on
yeah.
television.
Yeah.
Not in those ways.
But
yeah.
he's like super unsure, and like
Their problems are like, my dicks too suck.
I actually just saw the black girl from Life as We Know It at a coffee shop 2 days ago, and I was like, "Oh, you're still so pretty, Jessica Lucas."
Oh, wow.
She's so pretty. She's
Yeah.
on Gotham now, but
Nice.
she was supposed to be. She was the main guy's love interest.
No, she was Ben Foster's, wasn't
Oh,
she?
she was Ben Foster's. Yeah. I don't remember anything about Life as We Know It. I
So
just
one of
wanted to
my-
steal from Nate.
One of my my favorite storyline, Life as We Know It, is
Yeah.
like, there's like Marguerite Moreau is one of the teachers, and like all the guys have a huge crush on her. Like, oh my gosh, she's
Of
so
course.
hot. And then one of them actually ends up hooking up with her.
Oh, wow.
But then the way the story goes is she turns out to be completely insane, because obviously a teacher who would have sex with a 15-year-old boy is an insane
Is an
person.
insane person.
And that's a great twist on.
Yeah.
And probably more realistic to what actually happened.
Totally. Like
'cause
Mary
at
Kay
first-
Letourneau would be is an insane person.
Insane person. She
God,
went to
she's
prison
so
and got back
beautiful.
with him.
Mary
Yeah.
Kay Letourneau is so attractive.
So beautiful.
But he finally hooks up with you. You're like, oh my god, wait, does a teacher like him? And they hook up, and you're like, yeah, he boned the teacher. But then she starts to like ruin his life, and it's like, it's such an amazing
Which is
story.
what would happen. It
Yeah.
would suck.
Yeah.
It would be awful.
And-
Fantastic. Life as we know it.
Yeah,
Check it out.
super
and it's only, I
realistic.
think, 13 episodes.
13
so you
episodes.
can blow through it in a
Really
day.
tight, and
Digestible.
Yeah.
super well done. Kelly Osbourne, you hardly notice that she's not an actor.
I don't mind
Yeah.
Kelly Osbourne.
Yeah, I liked
I'm
her.
fine with that.
Yeah, and fuck Piz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking Piz. Wait, is Piz in it? Or is
Piz
there-
is in it.
The same guy.
Same guy.
Fucking
But
Piz.
but also he's like playing a nerd in this too.
Uh,
And I remember there is an episode where he's like looking at himself in the mirror and like ashamed of himself, but he's fucking ripped
He has
as hell.
muscles,
Yeah.
and he's just
Oh my
like
God.
he's like extending it, but then it's also like he still does have a six pack.
God, my
Yeah.
damn hot muscles. Yeah. He can't hide it.
And I
You
remember-
know, he developed muscles at record camp.
Amazing. So it's the opposite of Gilmore Girls. Very digestible. Check it out. It's time for my third pick, building on the success of The Wire and Gilmore Girls. I am going to take It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which never won an Emmy.
Really?
Never won one, and is one of my favorite. I don't know. Is it a sitcom? Maybe I don't even know what to call it.
I think it's a sitcom.
It's a sitcom.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites of all time. It's so fucking funny. It's another one I slept on and didn't start watching until it was almost over. But I love it. I find it inspiring the way it got made, which was like a super cheap. Didn't they win a contest or something?
Yeah, they entered it into a contest.
Yeah.
like a short version, and it got picked up.
I love it. I love everything about it. I think Danny DeVito's perfect in it.
It's entering its 10th season.
Yeah.
Like it's been a part of
yeah.
our like entire adult
I
lives.
started
Yeah.
watching it pretty recently, like this year.
Yeah.
And I watched the first couple episodes, like, I can't believe how old this is. Like,
I know. It's
'cause
like not even in HD, the first episode.
It like feels like a new show because it's still very relevant, and it's like, this is so old. And it's like,
Yeah. I mean, they come up with so many good. It's like I guess there's technically 5 characters, but you just take like 4 characters, 5, and just put them in funny situations.
I mean, that show has like 12 like episodes. I think I could just watch repeatedly.
The classics.
Yeah, like I would with like a Simpsons or a Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Like
Right? It does have
yeah.
that quality. The one where the health inspector's coming to check out the building is like one of my all-time favorites.
The one where Dee does stand up it has one of the hardest twists.
It's
like where
amazing.
it like kind of broke me.
Yeah. It's so. I mean, we shouldn't spoil it.
I've only seen half of season 1.
Yeah.
And it took me, I liked it, but I wasn't, like, sucked in. And I hear it gets better.
It does get better, and
And
you don't even have to watch it in order.
And that's-
really.
I think
you
I
should watch
need
the
to,
seasons,
I think I need to find, like, a list of the best episodes and just hit those.
Yeah.
Because
I'll
there's
even-
so much. There's, like, 200 episodes.
There's a lot of them, but you can jump in like in season 5,
Cool.
and start watching it. It's still good, but like, it's the episode where they buy the yacht. I love. You know that one?
Oh, I love that one.
It's so good. There's just so many amazing episodes of it. Just such good comedy.
And they also did such great world building on that show
Yes.
too, which is crazy that it hasn't been nominated for an Emmy. Because
Isn't it crazy?
It is such a it's such
That
a
is
great
crazy.
show.
Yeah, and just a show like a legacy show like that's been on so long, you would just assume that at some point it would have won an Emmy.
Yeah, it
Exactly.
got nominated a couple times, but it's never won one.
Wow.
It hasn't really won anything. It's won a People's Choice Award in 2016 for favorite cable TV comedy.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Just say TV comedy.
Yeah, yeah, because cable. Yeah, we don't need to make that distinction anymore. That's where the good comedy is.
Exactly. Oh, it'd be. Which, by the way, more impressive to win cable TV.
Way more
You're
than
going up
network.
against Veep and Silicon Valley.
Yeah, right. Exactly. You're not
Yeah.
going up against the.
Yeah. Oh, you beat Mulaney?
Yeah.
And my next pick, Sean Spoiler.
Well, let's hear what your next pick is, Nate.
Okay.
It's time for your third.
Once again, I'm going deep cut.
Deeps.
Exo Squad.
I remember Exo Squad, the cartoon from when we were kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is Exo Squad?
Exo Squad was a cartoon from when we were kids, kind of like what he just and it was a fucking incredible show. I rewatched it recently,
Yeah.
and it is so fucking good. The problem with the show, the toys were awesome.
They were so cool.
So the toy line did pretty well, but the show itself did not do very well because it was a serialized show. It was a children's cartoon that an episode would not make sense unless you've seen every episode leading up to it.
Right,
it was
which
just
is almost
this
impossible.
one long, massive storyline, and it's super in-depth, and it's really good. It's like, if you can, it's. I think they have it all on Hulu.
Yeah.
And
I hate to break it to you. It won 14 Emmys.
Are you serious? Honestly, I believe it because it's such a good show.
Is
Like,
it
it's
real?
so good.
I had the toys. I don't remember the show at all.
It is like, again, I'll bring you in the DVD.
Yeah.
It's
Remember this at all?
it has a very similar storyline to the new Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, really?
But it's like, I think it's better. Like,
it's better than Battlestar Galactica.
okay, so here's what the storyline is.
The toys do rule.
Yeah.
As someone
Remember
who
those?
has no stakes in the show, I've never heard of it. I'm looking at these toys and I'm like, fuck.
They're like
They're
little mechs
awesome.
that would fly around.
The
yeah.
character design on the show was great. Like all the characters looked so cool, and like the robots in it looked so cool.
Yeah.
So basically, what the show is about is there's again, and the fact that it's going to take me this long to explain the plot of a children's show shows why it failed as a children's show. So the humans were able to basically create artificial humans called Neo-Sapiens because they wanted to colonize Mars.
Were those blue lumpy guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
So they made these they're basically, they look kind of like humans, but they're blue. They have no hair and they're huge.
Yeah.
So they made them and they put them on Mars to basically terraform Mars so that humans could move to Mars. But they were fully intelligent, and then basically they realized they were all slaves, so they rebelled. And then there was basically a freedom act so that all of the Neo-Sapiens were then allowed to be people and be seen as
pursue
people
lives, fulfilling lives,
and vote and live and, live in our society. And so they do that. And there's there's a lot of allegory for racism. There's a lot of humans that they're all friggin' sapes. I hate these sapes. They're taking our jobs. They're
Wow.
and so, but then there's this one guy who's one of the leaders of the Neo-Sapiens, and he basically makes this plan where he's basically able to create a war and wipe out the entire U.S. Army, and then when that happens, the Neo-Sapiens take over Earth.
Oh, wow. So then they're
So
in charge.
that's the kind of scary thing where you're people are being racist to them for no reason, and then they take over.
And then they fulfill everyone's
But
fears. Yeah.
then there's this one squadron called the Exo Squad who basically got in trouble for botching a mission, and they were exiled to this shitty mission way out in space.
Yeah.
And they come back, and Earth has been taken over, and they are the only this little team of basically fuck ups is the only hope for to save humanity.
But they have a sape on their team, right?
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Well, because again, they're not all bad.
I even feel weird saying I felt weird saying sape.
Yeah.
But I couldn't forget what they were called.
Yeah.
Neo-Sapiens. Yeah.
But also the
They
Neo-Sapiens.
do call them sapes.
Yes.
Like showing like we are racist.
Like
a racist slang
sapes
to
is
these people.
it's like a racist term in
Yeah.
the show.
That's problematic because even though you've created it, you are acknowledging.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, created it and then created a racist term for those people.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
here's the, and also, but the thing with the Neo Sapiens is they are both physically
Better
and
at basketball.
mentally.
They are.
And they're superior to humans in every way. Like
Yeah.
they're smarter, they're stronger, and it's like and people are super afraid of them because of it. And
Right.
and it's yeah, it's like a very political show, and then
So they're basically the Jews, the Sapes. Bigger, stronger, faster, smarter. Yeah.
and then they take over. They were persecuted, and they take over the world.
And they take over Hollywood on Earth.
Yeah. And then season 3 of Exo Squad, they're mostly just green lighting
Yeah.
series, film projects.
There's one of them in the NBA at any given time. Yeah.
But this show, like, they kill off main characters in the show. Like, characters die in the show.
That's crazy because you couldn't sell that toy anymore.
yeah.
You think. But yeah.
And it's like it's such a good show. Like, as far as sci-fi goes, I think it's like one of the best sci-fi shows that's been on television. And if you can like get past the like kind of cheesy 90s animation
I
aspect
love
of
that
it,
animation.
Like-
G.I.
Yeah,
Joe
that's my
style.
favorite,
Yeah.
like the
It's-
X-Men style.
Yes, me too.
and it's
Yeah.
funny because like I've introduced a couple people to it, and I'm like, you got to give it a few episodes.
Yeah.
Which again, it's a children's show, and you can't be like, you got to give it a few episodes for a children's show. But it's so good. It's just such a great show.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah,
That's
if you like science fiction, watch Exo Squad.
Exo Squad recommended. I will absolutely check it out. What are you going to recommend with your fourth pick?
Oh, geez,
The first pick of the fourth round.
This keeps surprising me. I
make a
keep
snake
forgetting
noise
that I have to
again,
go. All right, I'm gonna pick a weird show that I don't
Weirder
know.
than Exo Squad.
A show that I don't know if I liked it or not.
Okay.
But I watched every single episode of it.
Great.
Because it aired at the exact same time I got home from school. And it was called City Guys.
City guys.
T-Y, you should see why these guys
These guys are more than streetwise.
roll with the City Guys.
Yeah.
What is City Guys?
I loved City Guys.
City Guys was like a basically
Are
like
these
a,
shows that were only on the East Coast? Why haven't I heard of any of these?
City Guys was part of TNBC Saturday morning.
Okay.
Like post Saved by
Post
the Bell.
Saved by the
world.
Bell. Yeah.
Oh, I
So-
remember this show.
So it's like Hang Time and City Guys.
Yeah.
And City Guys starred the blonde guy who was both. He was Julie the Cat's love interest in Mighty Ducks 3, but then also the bad guy in Mighty Ducks 2 for Team Iceland.
So I remember
That's interesting.
I-
That's interesting.
There's been a lot of Mighty Ducks connections.
That's interesting.
We have made a lot of references to actors via their part in Mighty Ducks on this episode.
Yeah. Well, it's the middle of the wheel. It's
Yeah,
the
Mighty
which
Ducks is
Hollywood
the
spins.
Kevin Bacon of movies.
Yeah.
You can connect any actor through Mighty Ducks. So whenever
You
I would come
can.
home, I would want to watch cartoons when I go home from school. But for some reason, this fucking City Guys was always on, and I was always mad. But it was we didn't have cable, so it was the only thing on.
Of course, yeah.
So I watched it every single day, and eventually it became a show that I enjoyed watching because
You didn't know
had
if
to
you
watch-
liked it, but you were just it was there. So
I had
you were
no choice.
invested in
It was
Yeah.
either that or read a book.
Yeah, no way.
And City Guys was it was very Saved by the Bell-esque. But
Yeah.
It was set in like a New York City school.
Yeah. Where one of the characters was actually named Giuliani.
Really?
Yeah, it was. It was Cassidy Giuliani. She was the aspiring actress.
I'm about to take a trip down memory
I
lane.
know. I'm googling City Guys right now.
Roll with the City Guys.
Cassidy Giuliani. There was also somebody named L. Train Johnson. Does that sound familiar? Am I looking at the right Wikipedia?
Wow, I gotta say, I'm surprised to see IMDb. It has a 7.3 out of 10 rating.
It
and
got
a
5 seasons.
7.9 out of 10 on TV.com.
Yeah.
So it's this was an acclaimed show.
It was a critically acclaimed half-hour teen com.
I'm looking at a graphic for it side by side with the picture of Hang Time, and I can't tell it's two different shows.
Hang Time had the female basketball player.
Ah.
And Anthony Anderson. City Guys. Yeah, City Guys, it had Rufio from Hook's brother.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Star power.
Star Power.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, it was such like a faceless show. Like,
Yeah, no, it
It
was.
just took up time.
That's
it
like
really
the perfect
did.
way to describe it. Like they were like, there's nothing memorable about it. It was just like a TV show.
But you sincerely enjoyed it. You would sit around and get invested in these.
I honestly don't know. That's the thing is like I watched it every single day after school, and this is the fascinating thing about it. I can't tell you one episode from City Guys. I could name every episode of every other show I watched when I was a kid, but I cannot tell you an episode of City Guys.
Kind of like me with licorice. If it's around, I'll eat it. You know what I mean? But like, I couldn't tell you if I liked it or not.
Yeah.
I don't not like it.
Now,
And-
you can do that, but I guarantee you could probably guess. Like, I guarantee at one point, one of the main characters had to go on a date with two different girls. And
Oh, yeah.
It's that type of show
Yeah.
where it was like, hey, what's the story that's been told a million times? Let's tell it 1,000,001 times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's
Let's
probably
do
an
the City
episode where a
Guys
character fakes sick from school so they can like go see a band play.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Or
but
like
it
the New
catches
York
up with
Mets, and then they
Yeah.
appear on the screen.
Oh yeah,
no,
yeah.
what do I do? Yeah.
Yeah.
This stuff. I bet there's one where somebody's has some problems at home, and they do like a serious version of it, and they,
Yeah, of
it's a
course.
serious
And
episode.
that's the one where the main character, who's like kind of always quick-witted,
Yeah.
cries and gets hugged by an adult.
Yeah, and the audience claps, but by the end, it's okay. If
Yeah,
they
I
figure
bet
it
you
out.
there's an episode where, one of their friends from high school is wrapped up with Harvey Keitel, and they have to kill him.
Yeah, they definitely got to kill Harvey Keitel.
Classic
in one
New
of these
York
episodes.
story.
It's one of those shows where like if the show is on at like 2:00 at 2:24 p.m. on the dot, the piano music would start coming in as they learn their lesson. Like,
They had a. I'm looking at the episode recaps, and they had one called "Why Y'all Clipping," which is a clip show. That they did.
I thought it was that was the one where the character had a speech impediment where he couldn't say clapping. No. And he wanted to know why everyone was clipping.
I thought
y'all
it was the
clipping?
one where everyone was clipping their toenails, and then this one guy who had crazy long toenails just didn't get it.
Oh man! In the episode "Chicken Run," Jamal is labeled a chicken when he refuses to fight a gang member. Wanting to get rid of that reputation, he fights the gang member. The gang member pulls out a knife and stabs Chris, who's trying to save Jamal.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
City Guys, really?
it gets heavy on City Guys.
What the fuck?
Wow.
That was unlike every episode of City Guys I've ever seen.
Chris lives, but they discover he has AIDS when they do a blood test at the hospital. No, that part's not true.
But he did get stabbed, right?
Yeah, he did get stabbed. Yeah. Amazing. City Guys, fantastic pick. And now it is time for my fourth pick, the second pick of the fourth round. And I'm going to pick The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh, Andy
Really?
Borowitz's finest.
Oh, wait, was he involved in
He
that?
created
He
it.
created it?
Yeah, the
the
guy-
Boris report did?
Yeah, the guy who writes all of those hilarious New Yorker political
Oh, man.
stories created The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Well, listen,
Wow.
whatever he does in the twilight of his career is not fine. But The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Borowitz nailed it. My report on that Borowitz,
yeah.
A+.
2 thumbs up.
Yeah, fantastic.
I mean, that basically created the structure for all TNBC shows and fucking nailed it.
It nailed it. It's so good. The episodes are so fun. Will Smith is amazing.
Yeah, again, I'm always surprised when like a legacy show doesn't have an Emmy.
An Emmy, isn't
How
that
does
crazy?
that not win an Emmy? I think
Yeah.
it was the first show starring a black guy.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because now that the Cosby Show never
Yeah,
existed,
it didn't exist.
yeah, it didn't exist. They never made it. Why would
I
they make
remember
it use a
there was a
rapist?
time in my life where a very hard decision I had to make was tonight, do I watch Fresh Prince
Yeah.
or do I watch Uncle Buck, the TV show? Because they were airing at the same time
Oh,
on different
yeah.
networks, and I wanted to watch them both so bad, and I had to choose
Did you
every
choose
week.
Fresh Prince?
I think at first I started choosing Uncle Buck, but then I went back to Fresh Prince.
And that's why Uncle Buck got canceled.
Yeah, you abandoned it.
I'm sorry, Buckheads.
Hey, Buck faces. Hey,
Everyone's sorry, Buckethead. You know
hey, what the Buckers?
Hey, Mother Buckers.
what the Buckstafarians?
Do you guys want to start a Uncle Buck guys podcast?
Yeah, what the Buck? Yeah, lock the gates.
How about a podcast where a couple of girls recap Uncle Buck and it's called Aunt Bucks?
Aunt Buck.
By the way, I love Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
It's so
like,
good.
Yeah.
Like some of my favorite. It was on every Monday, and I loved watching it.
It just has it has classic episodes. They were so good at doing the serious turn too.
I mean, the dad episode.
Oh my god. It's fun. It's one of Will Smith's finest moments.
Like, I think
Why He Ain't Want Me No More?
Yeah, I mean, I think
That, then
that's
Collateral
Obama's
Beauty.
biggest failure as president is there's not a statue of that outside of the White House.
It should be inside the White. It should be in the Oval Office, just in the middle of it.
Why he don't want me no more?
Why You Don't Want Me No More? It's so good. And the guy who plays Uncle Phil, James Avery, R.I.P. this year, fucking 2016. I think it was this year.
I think it was this
year. Oh no, it's
yeah.
2013. Never mind.
Okay. Fucking 2013. So much happiness that year.
It was so good. They ruined it. But like, he was so good in that scene when he hugged when he was
hugged
there
him.
for.
Like, that dude is built for meaningful hugs.
His body type is meaningful hugs.
That show had everything. It had babes.
Yeah.
I mean, Hillary was like one of my earliest
Hillary
crushes.
was such a babe.
Tatiana
Yes.
Ali was one of my.
Such a
I
babe.
loved Lisa. It was our introduction.
Who was the-
It was the white world's introduction to Tyra Banks.
Yeah. Who played Will Smith's girlfriend in
Who
it?
played Ashley?
That was Ali.
Tatiana.
Tatiana
Okay,
Ali.
yeah.
I just remember her name was Lisa, Will Smith's girlfriend.
I had the biggest crush on Ashley
Nia
when I
Long.
was a kid.
Nia Long,
Long.
dude. Yeah, fucking Nia Long. So hot.
Two Aunt Viv.
Two on Vivs.
Yeah,
Most
I
shows
remember.
didn't even have one.
Guys, imagine the statement it could have made if their butler was white.
Whoa,
Yeah.
he wasn't though. He was British.
I know.
Jeffrey. That was another. It was America's first exposure to a black British person. Slick Rick and Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so good. I really love that. I mean, like the dun 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 dun.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah, when they do
Jump
to
on it. So,
Apache. Yeah.
Apache. That. Oh my god.
That scene is so good. He was dressed all cool when he flipped his jacket inside
I was
out.
just about to say when he turned his jacket inside out. That was.
He looked fucking rad. He really did, man. It was such a good TV show.
And can we say right now? I mean, I know you're probably going to do a whole episode on the most charismatic people to ever be alive.
Oh, that's a great episode.
But
yeah.
Will Smith is number one.
He's the most charismatic person to ever be alive.
No one has more charisma.
No.
Like, to the point where, like, every young black actor for, like, 15 years after him has been doing Will Smith.
They've been doing Will Smith.
You can't have Nick Cannon if you don't have Will Smith.
No, the whole what had happened was pure Will Smith. What had happened was Will Smith.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit of Martin Lawrence. It's definitely Bad Boys, though.
It is Bad Boys.
Yeah.
Bad Boys created the world that we all live in now.
Absolutely, and I thank God for them every single day.
They're what Bad Boys made America great for the first time.
Yes.
So that's what Trump's trying to do, is get it back to a pre-Bad Boys.
Pre-Bad Boys. We want to get back to the minute after Bad Boys dropped in theaters. That was, and if he would have articulated that better, I think there'd be a lot less flack.
Oh, that? Yeah, I love that time.
Absolutely, yeah. But he only made those speeches in the swing states. He didn't come to California and say that, you know, because he knew he couldn't win. The Fresh Prince, it's so good. It's so good. The last episode's great. From first episode to last episode, it's fantastic.
Shame on American television for not giving it an Emmy.
Yeah, I can't believe it didn't get an Emmy, but it did not get an Emmy, and neither did
Emmy's so white.
whatever show. Emmy's so white. Whatever show Sean O'Connor's about to take.
With my next pick,
Yes.
I'm picking Late Night with Seth Meyers.
Yeah, fuck you. Are you really?
I'm gonna pick it.
All right.
I'm gonna pick it, and I want you to know the reason why I'm picking it. It's because I'm a fucking punk.
You're a punk who doesn't give a darn about nobody.
I'm a punk. Hey, back off! Get off my back, bruh. I mean, I've never watched the full episode of
Right.
it, but I really like his take a closer looks, and I like Popsicle's shtick.
Love Popsicle.
Popsicle shtick is good.
And I liked all the stuff that Connor O'Malley did.
Connor O'Malley.
That's
stuff
why
was great.
it's my fourth pick. And also to anger people at the Late Late Show.
Yeah. Who definitely listen to this podcast.
Do they?
No, only Steve Lustig. Shout out to Steve Lustig.
Yeah, what up, Steve?
The tech guy. He's the only guy who listens to the podcast. Ben Winston's listened to half of one. It was like I said he enjoyed it.
Oh, good.
But he's never going to make it through all of them. Now he's got a baby, too.
Of course.
Unless the baby becomes a fan of the
And
podcast.
he'll never listen to this because he believes they really won an Emmy.
He would assume that, like, why would I listen to that? I know you just picked The Late Late Show 15
Of course,
times.
15 times. And I would love to pick it, but you guys did win an Emmy.
We did technically. We won an Emmy.
We won an
We were the
Emmy.
first two to get to hold it.
Yeah, we won
We
an
weren't
Emmy.
invited to the ceremony itself.
Yeah, and that's why I'm picking Late Night with Seth Meyers.
Kaplan got to go. We didn't get to go.
Late Night with Seth Meyers.
Yes, they would have.
You're number 4.
All right, I can't think of any other stuff. That Fred Armisen occasionally works there.
It's you know what? They should get nominated for an Emmy. They're good.
They should. They do fun stuff that's within the late night work. They have, and I will say that even though we work for the Late Late Show, which is a really great show, one cool thing that with Seth Meyers does is they sort of pick up the Conan idea.
Yes, they're torchbearers for that world.
Of what a 12:30 show was.
I think they do a great job of doing like Conan-y type, like just like goofy late night stuff.
Yeah.
And like they really hit hard on political stuff.
They're
too.
great at the political stuff too.
They don't shy away from anything. I love the Late Late Show. I think the Late Late Show is great.
Yeah.
I would love to have picked it, but it just wasn't funny to me to pick it.
Yeah, it wasn't. It's not a funny pick.
It won an Emmy though.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it won an Emmy.
See,
But yeah, like Seth Meyers, I really feel like the people who watch, the young kids who watch Seth Meyers, he might be churning out like the next generation of comedy writers.
100%.
And I kind of respect that because had Conan been doing what Fallon does now,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have liked Conan as a kid.
Right.
So and then I wouldn't have gotten into comedy. So Seth Meyers is doing something that I think is important to the future.
Yeah.
It's yeoman's work.
Yeah.
Excellently navigated.
Yeah.
Saying that, Sean.
Yeah, I picked Fallon on purpose.
They do a really good job, and Seth Meyers is so good. I know it was fun to watch from Jump Street too. The way they navigated, it was a clumsy launch. You know,
Yeah. It sucked
it was,
for a while.
It was really bad, but he figured out the monologue. He took it behind the desk. I remember when they first launched. Didn't they have the guests on like high chairs or something like that?
Yeah, it was just swings and misses.
Yeah.
But then they got into a groove, and they like putting their writers on TV.
Which we really appreciate that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I do like that. Not that I want to be on TV.
No. Never.
And Corden's the greatest guy in the world.
Corden is the greatest guy.
He really
in the world.
is.
He rocks.
Ben's great.
Ben's great.
We love him. Yeah.
Much love, but you guys want an Emmy.
Yeah.
And hopefully Seth Meyers.
Hopefully that's enough. Hopefully the Emmy is better than getting picked fourth.
Yeah.
The show's never to won an Emmy.
And then my fifth pick.
Yes.
My fifth pick for shows that have never won an Emmy, I am going to choose Skins. It's I love Skins. Skins to me is
Love Skins.
the OC is my current obsession, but Skins is like a lifelong favorite show. Like it's so great. It's real teens. It's made in England, so like the teens are like kind of ugly, like which is like
But super hot.
but also
Super hot, but kind of
super
ugly.
hot.
Kind of ugly.
That's what
Exactly.
how British hockey
They're
people
hot
are.
with flaws.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kate Hudson, who's like not Kate Hudson, Kate
Keira Knightley,
Middleton.
Kate Beckinsale.
Kate Middleton, that model, Kate Moss. Kate Moss.
Yeah.
Who is like one of the most accomplished supermodels of all time. Kind of ugly hot. British.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Like all right, so Skins churned out, they have Nicholas Hoult, that's one of theirs.
Oh, yeah.
He's handsome. Then they have Dev Patel from Slumdog Millionaire.
Fucking
Yep.
love him.
Yeah, great.
I think I know of him as from oh god, I'm blowing it on references. What was Aaron Sorkin's last show he did?
Oh, Newsroom.
Newsroom, yeah. Newsroom's Dev Patel.
Newsroom's Dev Patel. Who else came from that show? Oh, Jack O'Connell, who was in Money Monster.
Oh,
he plays
yeah.
the non-money monster.
he plays Money Monster in Money Monster.
Hannah Murray, who's Gilly in Game of Thrones.
Oh,
She's in Game of Thrones. She's
Yep.
also in Stuart Townsend's musical, God Help the Girl, from
Oh, that's right.
Belle and
Belle and
Sebastian.
Sebastian.
Skins is like a sexy
Stuart
ass
Murdoch.
show, right?
Skins is just like what it's like. Basically, what Skins informed me to is that if you live in England and you don't grow up in London,
Yeah.
basically you go buck wild when you are 16 to 18,
Yeah.
and then you start your boring life, and you just work until you die.
Really?
And that's
Yeah.
what that show's about. Is it's just those 2 years where you go crazy, before you like buckle down and your life is boring.
You just fucking party for 2 years.
Yeah, so it's just like, it's all just like ecstasy, smoking pot, fucking, like, and it's like all really dark. But there's also a great love story between a nerd stand-in.
Yeah.
Like an
actual nerd or
actual nerd.
actual
like,
nerd.
Cope,
yeah.
but
Like I could beat him up.
in America, they would change literally every single thing about him.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
he has like a
They did. Did you
stigmatism.
see the fucking
Yeah.
MTV version? Ooh.
Yeah, Sid, and then he falls in love with Cassie, who has an eating disorder, and it like really like every episode focuses on one character while advancing the whole series storyline.
Yeah.
And they've like kill cast members
What?
like
Yeah.
in surprising ways, in surprising episodes that you didn't expect to
An
happen.
elephant gores one to death.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like it's like truly a show where it's like, yeah, like being young and British if you're not rich fucking sucks.
Yeah. It's all your shows have one thing in common, and that's babes.
Yeah, babes, teen babes.
Teen babes, like Seth Meyers.
Yeah, as Seth Meyer.
So Skins,
the Milo Ventimiglia.
every 2 seasons on Skins, they change the cast over.
Yeah.
And
Oh, because it's just about those 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so I watched the first 2 groups,
Yeah.
but I didn't watch the final group. And then there's another season that's like some of the characters from the first 2 groups, like years later, what they're doing now.
They get spin-off movies.
Oh.
Yeah.
And-
Cool.
And those movies, like
They're super sad.
the Cook one though
Oh,
is
really?
fucking awesome.
The Cook one's great.
The Cook one is basically Cook is the biggest piece of shit his entire 2 years.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you hate Cook. Like, you hate him. You're like, he's borderline a racist,
Yeah.
rapist. Like, he's the worst dude.
True villain of the show.
Yeah, true
Yeah.
villain of the show. But then by the last scene of his season, you're like, so Cook was the best character. And then Cook gets a movie, and the movie is like a depressing Manchester version of Drive.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's so crazy. It's amazing. Like, Cook is...
What? I might have to see. The British do TV in such a cool way.
I remember...
They
so-
really do. You
They
should
do.
you should watch it. Like, it's...
Yeah.
It's never taxing. It's always fun.
It's, yeah, sometimes the show gets too real and too sad. But
Yeah.
it's awesome.
Yeah, I've wept during that show.
Really?
Yeah.
And it's like a half hour kind of. It's a teen. What is
It's
its equivalent in America?
Full hour.
It's a full hour.
It's a full hour. It's relentless. It's
Yeah. Also, the great thing about the first group is when it starts, you hate a lot of them. And then by the end of it, you love the ones that you hated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I will definitely check out Skins. And it's sexy as hell.
It
Oh,
is.
yeah. I
love
Yeah,
the
there's
sexy
like
show.
a
Teen
lot.
Heat.
I love
Yeah,
Teen Heat.
a lot of Teen Heat.
I love Teen
by
Heat.
the time
You love Teen Heat.
But by the time the third cast comes in, they're like a little too young because like when I started watching,
I
that
never
shit-
watched the
got
third
older.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had gotten older and I was like, oh, I'm like 28 and they're 16. I'm like, this isn't cool. This isn't.
Fantastic. With moving on from Skins. Anything else to say about Skins? Just check out Skins.
Oh, the American version was so fucking bad.
It was dog shit.
Like,
Black
it
as hell.
literally took out everything that makes the British one good.
Yeah.
And do you know why it's called Skins?
Why?
Because that's what they call condoms.
Oh.
They call them skins.
Which is ironic.
Wait, no, they don't.
Oh,
That's
like
not what they're called.
lambskins?
And
They call them
No,
rubbers.
the skins are what they roll their pot with.
I thought that
So, like, do you have the skins?
I need to go back and rewatch the show then, because every time they said skins, I thought they were talking about condoms.
Also, you've been wrapping up your dick in rolling papers. When you fucking...
What? Whoa! I got a lot of kids to claim.
And that's the hook.
I'm sorry,
There it is right there.
Nate Fernald has a lot of kids to claim. Nate Fernald doesn't have it. Nate Fernald just fucked wrapping paper.
We're very seasonal fucking wrapping paper.
Oh, yeah, so
yeah.
my picks are done, and you can find them this fall on Teen Heat.
Teen Heat, Sean's new all Thursday night lineup,
His new Roku channel, Teen Heat.
which would have to be on NBC, I guess, because Seth Meyers is there already. All right, with my final pick, I am going to take. Ooh, this is a tough one. It's tough, but I think I'm going to take Aqua Teen Hunger Force,
Nice.
which
Nice.
never
Great.
won an Emmy. Of course, how could it win an Emmy? But it was it came to me like when I was either a freshman or a sophomore in college was the first time I saw it. Up until then, like I was always like kind of funny, but I didn't, and I was weird. I was like weird funny too, but like I didn't know that was like a thing. I thought that's like just,
you didn't know you could harness that.
I didn't know it could be harnessed. I didn't know they would ever make like a TV show out of the style of humor that like me and my friends like kind of would use to make each other laugh.
Yeah.
Just like pure absurdism and stuff like that. Not that Aqua 2 was pure absurdism, but it was like close, you know?
Oh,
and
yeah,
like,
no, it's like there's definitely like a nonsensical element to that show.
It's fucking crazy. And like some of the characters they had on it, I mean like Ignignock and were amazing. The toy that was played by David Cross.
Yeah.
It was like that depressed toy. It was just so fucking funny, and I loved it. I discovered it at just the right time, and they had cool music on there too, like Spoonie G specifically. Spoonie G.
That is the thing too that I think like really enhances a show.
Yeah,
is the music. It's so weird. Like I almost said How I Met Your Mother, but How I Met Your Mother also used great music on their show.
Yeah,
like that is the thing. Like, and I think it's come up multiple times of. All these shows have used cool music with the exception of Exo Squad.
No, Exo Squad. Built to Spill soundtrack Exo
Squad. Gilmore Girls even has cool music on it.
Oh,
yeah.
One question I have about Gilmore Girls, which is probably very annoying to anyone listening. Did they have like a place where people would perform?
Just out in the square. There's an episode about dueling troubadours.
Okay.
And one of them was Grant Lee Buffalo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
I like that stuff.
Carole King plays a character in it. It's great, yeah. They started a band with Sebastian Bach at one point. Wait, is this Sebastian Bach? Am I doing that right?
Yeah, I think he was on Gilmore Girls.
Sebastian
I remember
Bach,
because he was also on VH1 Supergroup at the same time.
Yeah, Sebastian. That was the year of Bach, baby. Bigger than anything in the 80s. But, Aqua Tua, Carl is one of my favorite characters of all time.
Funny.
So funny.
Carl's
I'm such a
so
meatwad.
fucking funny. I'm a meatwad, too. Meatwad. I can kind of do a meatwad voice.
That's very good.
Meatwad.
Whoa.
Hello. Yeah, see?
It's really good.
It's a pretty good meatwad, right?
It's weird seeing it come out of a person.
I was the
Just
voice
so everyone
of
knows, the way Ian's doing that is he's holding his butt cheeks up to the microphone, and it's coming out of his butt.
I'm going to get tore up and pass out my house.
Just so everyone knows, I was literally about to say that exact
Well, the only one to do meatwad is with your meatwad. So. If nobody's seen Aqua, I even like the movie. Aqua Teen.
I haven't seen the movie. I love the show, though.
Yeah, it's fun. It's 15 minutes. I think other than maybe Eric Andre, it's the purest version of what Adult Swim kind of set out to do.
Yeah, it does. It seems like peak Adult Swim.
It's peak Adult Swim. It's early Adult Swim and also peak Adult Swim. Before they got exposed for being sexist.
And racist?
And racist with their weird fucking alt-right show.
Which
$1
is just
Million
unwatchable.
It's bad. Can we say...
sorry. Wait, that's actually Nate's last pick.
$1 Million.
Well, no, if you guys don't like it, I won't pick it. $1
Million Extreme was bad and it was very clear to see what it was trying to do. And it was like, shut up, you fucking nut.
That's the crazy thing to me is like... I mean, great. I've read a lot of stuff where like the censors had to be like, we're going to remove these swastikas that you've hidden in it before we put it on there. But like, I watched an episode of the show and I was like, I'm not offended by this, but I just don't think it's very funny.
It's not,
what it felt like was it was a bunch of like guys who think if they're it came off like guys who used to be in punk bands trying to do like a real like punk art comedy show.
Yeah.
So they're like, we're being subversive with all these swastikas. And it's like, no, like, that's not the joke. The joke is that you're actually, like, racist.
Yeah,
anyway,
you guys are, like, actually, like, kind of... Like,
and now because we said this, we're all going to get trolled for the rest of our lives on the internet.
Right, exactly. I don't think any alt-right people listen to All Fantasy Everything. But if they do, shalom. Thank you.
They think it's...
They're fantasy drafting the next Hitler.
They thought they were searching for... they were searching for alt fantasy everything.
Alt fantasy everything's different. Yeah, they did 15 cucks. They draft the top 15 cucks. But yeah, Aqua Teen Hunger Force good. $1 Million Extreme. Fucking try harder or try less hard.
Or just try anything. Like it's just like
else. Some things don't need to be rebelled against. Like the idea, you're not being like iconoclastic by bringing back swastikas and shit like that.
No, it's also weird because I read an in an interview with that guy, Sam Hyde, he was like, yeah, just like, I'm tired of like feminists saying everything's like sexist. So that's what our show's about. It's like, yeah, but like...
Cool stance to take.
Like, does a white guy really need to comment on that? Like, you just...
Things were sexist. If you're going to like talk about, like, I understand the PC culture needs to be skewered. It absolutely does, but it's just like, this ain't the way, kid.
No.
Yeah.
You don't have to take down feminists.
Yeah. Or,
like,
or even the idea of feminism. You can take down, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, people being over PC, like, I don't think anyone likes that.
No.
but the people who are really fighting against it just tend to be the worst people.
They're like, I just want to be able to call a woman a cunt. I want to look her in her cunty eyes and just say, hey, get out of here, cunt.
Yeah.
Suck my dick.
It's just not
Look,
fair.
you just said cunt several times on a podcast. Nothing will happen to you. It's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
Yeah.
You can say it. It's just the way you want to say it is wrong.
Right, yeah.
I think nothing is like lamer than trying to get a rise out of people for the sake of getting a rise out of someone.
Completely, yeah.
Like, that's just like one of the guys from that show was like tweeting at like Patton Oswalt being like, you killed your wife. And just like, what, like...
For what?
And it's like, hey,
Yeah.
I understand you may not like this guy because you have different political views from or whatever, but like, to do that, like, no, that's just being an asshole
It's
and
just
accomplishing
being a fucking prick. It's
nothing.
not doing anything.
Like, yeah.
Fuck them. Anyway, let's end on a positive note. Nate, it's time for your fifth pick. Your final pick of the draft.
We just talked about it for a while, but so my final pick, it's a bit of an odd choice because I can't tell you a single thing that happened in the show.
Okay.
But I remember it being so important in my life, and I really want to go back and watch it because, like, I know that it influenced me.
Yes.
And that is Parker Lewis Can't Lose.
Oh.
Yeah, I remember nothing, but I loved it.
I know. I remember watching the show and being like, this is so... Like, the only thing I remember is that Parker Lewis could open his locker and then went into his locker, and there was, like, a secret room behind it, and that's where him and his friends hung out.
I remember that.
And I just remember, like... It was a show about, like, cool nerds.
It was supposed to, like,
right?
It was supposed to be Ferris Bueller.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, Ferris Bueller was a cool nerd.
Yeah. Kind of a smooth, cool nerd.
And it's, like, I need to go back and watch it. It was how the show lasted for 3 seasons, 3 full seasons on Fox. I think it was Fox.
Big episode orders, though.
Yeah.
In those 3 seasons, they
26, 25, 22.
Yeah. It's a lot of TV.
And I remember, and there's a lot of fourth wall breaking, a lot of, like, surreal stuff happening in it. And it's, like, stuff I'm very into. And again, like, I can't tell you a single episode of it, but I know that I remember watching it and being like, this is such a cool show.
It was cool.
I remember seeing it, too. I definitely watched it.
It was...
They did cool stuff. It broke down TV barriers in a way that like other kid shows weren't doing. I guess Saved by the Bell had fourth wall moments and stuff.
It wasn't a kid show. I think it was on prime time.
It was on prime time.
Oh, was it not for kids?
It was a prime time. Yes,
it was like that was also like one of the other moments where Fox was like super cutting edge.
So this is just more of a
Simpsons. Parker Lewis Can't Lose.
Yeah.
Herman's Head.
Yeah.
Oh, it had the offensive lineman from the program in it.
And the DVDs were put up by Shout Factory, which, puts out pretty much only cool stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, this is more of a, I don't have a lot I can say about this. It's more of a reminder to myself to go back and watch it.
To watch it. And for all of us to watch it together. That's totally fine. It was, I don't have anything to say about it either.
I know. What a weird way to end the show is, like, none of us have anything to say about this.
A show that none of us can remember, but we all think is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is poetic in
Let's do a follow-up episode to this.
We will have, there will be an adjoinder episode of this where we have all seen one episode of Parker Lewis Can't Lose. It took place in a high school though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. Adults can watch a show that takes place in a high school. Make more of those.
And I'm looking at, but this is also a time
I agree completely.
When
like,
kids,
they really can. We are allowed to watch shows set in high school.
Yeah,
They're
we all
there
remember
to
it.
actually make you feel nostalgic for it. The guy who created Parker Lewis Can't Lose has had quite the career. He started doing like the MASH spin-offs and stuff like that. But then he created Parker Lewis Can't Lose. Then he developed Dexter.
Did he really?
Yeah, then he developed Nurse Jackie. And then he created Feed the Beast on AMC starring David Schwimmer.
Oh, yeah.
He's also an executive producer of Get Real. And yeah, cool.
It had John Panette in it. Stand-up comedy legend John Panette. R.I.P.
Oh wow, a young John Panette.
Yeah, young John Panette was in it.
Wow, yeah, look at that.
Clyde B. Phillips. Yeah. Amazing. Well, that's a fantastic show to go out on.
Yeah.
I mean, it's as good as any. It's kind of it leaves it's an open-ended thing.
Exactly. Like,
Yeah.
well, I can't wait to see how people vote on this. I mean, you have more comedy than anyone
Yes.
else.
I was going for deep cuts.
You were going for deep cuts. You are trying to program a channel that's strictly for Nate.
Yeah.
For Nate,
Well,
yeah.
I was trying to give people some discoveries that they've maybe never heard of.
That was a good strategy.
You know?
And you're all Teen Heat.
I'm Teen Heat and
John's
Seth
all
Meyers.
Teen Heat.
Teen Heat, deep cuts, and I had more mainstream ones. Yeah. So just to go over what we picked again, Sean, you started off with the OC.
Yeah.
And then Veronica Mars. And then Life as We Know It. And then Late Night with Seth Meyers.
Teen Heat.
Teen Heat. And then you ended it with Skins.
All Teen Heat.
More Teen Heat. I went with The Wire, Gilmore Girls, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Very mainstream.
Very mainstream stuff. Yeah, Aqua Teen, hella mainstream. It's as mainstream as Adult Swim kind of got,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Got
Yeah.
a movie.
Yeah. And then Nate, you went with Opposite Sex, The Weber Show, Exo Squad, City Guys, and Parker Lewis Can't Lose. I can't believe you picked City Guys.
And you even prefaced it by saying, I don't even know if I liked this
I
show.
like City Guys.
We left some interesting shows on the board. Freaks and Geeks did not get picked,
But
Really?
referenced a bunch.
but referenced a
Yeah.
lot.
There's a lot of shows that like I love, but I just assumed that they'd won Emmys.
That
'cause
one
they're
never
so-
won an.
so
I
good.
watched Freaks and Geeks and I enjoyed Freaks and Geeks, but it's not one of my. I like all the shows I listed more.
Oh,
I
think
like
it's-
all the shows I listed more than Freaks and Geeks.
Yeah.
And I like
Um,
Freaks and Geeks a lot.
I like Freaks and Geeks more than all the shows I listen more except City
Oh, I
Guys.
do, I do like Freaks and Geeks more than Seth Meyers.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I like Freaks and Geeks more than it's maybe neck and neck with Exo Squad and maybe Opposite Sex, but I like it more than everything else.
Yeah. If it would be real. Community was never won.
Really?
Parks and Rec never won.
Wow,
Beavis
what?
and Butthead.
Oh, I definitely would have picked Parks and Rec.
I almost picked Law
I
and
would
Order:
pick
Criminal
Community.
Intent, which is the D'Onofrio one,
oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
which is my favorite Law and Order.
That's so weird.
Yeah, D'Onofrio's anyway. Yeah, we
I
left the
started-
Munsters. Roseanne.
I started writing.
Roseanne never won an Emmy?
No, famously never won a series Emmy.
I started writing a spec strip that was an episode of Law and Order where at the beginning they find a dead woman.
Yeah.
And then it turns out the last person to see her was Chandler Bing. So it's a crossover. It's a Law and Order Friends crossover.
It makes New York feel way smaller. Yeah.
And then I remember there's one line where Chandler goes, if anyone asks, her last words were, Chandler Bing was the best lover I ever had.
We need to get this made. But what's the hook? Guys, thank you so much for joining. Anything else to say? Anything to plug? Any shows coming up?
Someday there'll be another Two Dracula show.
Yeah,
Two
we're definitely going to do
Draculas.
two Dracula stuff again.
Make
And-
sure you go to hornytees.biz.
HornyTees.biz.
Yeah,
perfect for the
Please
holidays.
Buy some Horny Tees.
You won't get them in time for the holidays, but perfect for the holidays.
Yep. Again, it's out of my control. I have a distributor. That,
Oh, yeah. Plus, this just comes out next Thursday. So it's
Yeah.
way too,
And just follow me on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter. Follow all of us
all
on
of us.
Twitter.
Yeah.
I'm at Ian Karmel. Yeah.
And then two Draculas, and next time I'll promote stuff
When does the show you're working on come out?
in the summer.
Oh, we'll talk
summer
about it later.
2017. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fantastic.
We don't even know yet.
Keep an eye out
June
for
or
a
July.
fun announcement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Excellent. Thank you for
Amazing.
listening. And go make sure you go to iTunes and like and subscribe. Give us a rating. And thank you so much for listening. Really appreciate it. We'll be back next week with another brand new episode of Exo Squad.
That was a headgum podcast.